public save. And now we wait for YouTube to realize I clicked all these buttons and see how that goes. OBS disconnecting, reconnect. Why did it do that? I only now click go live. Why is
Are we live? Puppies are still
technology?
barking like crazy.
Yeah, I did click. I don't know if YouTube already realized things are happening, but we will see. Yes, there we go. The bot realized on my Discord. I got the email that I am now indeed live.
Yay.
So, hello. I guess we just give people time to arrive because YouTube does YouTube things, I guess.
Hopefully the dogs will be over here by now. Puppies, come to
Puppies.
father.
Whoa.
Your daddy loves you.
Well, it's
Yeah. So how are you
only
doing, Metal?
us today. Hello.
Yeah, it's just the boys.
There's the boys. Hope everyone is well and having a good week. You know what? The week was pretty alright. I can't complain. I mean, this was 100 times better the 2 weeks before that because my flu is gone, so I'm not dying anymore, so that's nice.
Yeah.
I
I mean, we're all still dying, but slower.
yeah. I don't feel like I'm about to like just keel over and not wake up anymore or something. But yeah, it seems like the flu's just getting around right now. A couple of my friends were sick. Some people at work are sick. So I was like, okay, yeah, I guess
That
that's...
was actually my job on Thursday, was not injecting, but just drawing up flu shots for basic training recruits.
Oh, okay. Also, chat, let me know if the audio sounds fine, just in case. It all looks all right on my end, but the way it goes over is always a little bit different, of course.
Hey, Jojo, come here, baby.
Unfortunate YouTube didn't inform me of, as usual. Well, YouTube is a little slow sometimes, so we just give everybody some time. I'm just gonna talk some shenaniganders, because that's what we do.
Jojo is here.
Oh.
Rocky has not arrived yet,
Very
but
well.
when he does, she will likely bark. Bark. Sorry, I like hiccuped as that was happening.
The audio is good, but I'm hearing brutal, and that is gross. Well, you gotta deal with that,
I mean,
because
yeah, that's
I'm here.
50% of the show today.
Yes. Oh, yeah, so many things happening, or about to happen, at least in towards April. I think the Minecraft movie comes out this week, doesn't it?
Which one?
I think the Minecraft movie comes out this week.
Oh, Minecraft. Oh God, yeah. I've tried to block that out of my consciousness.
Oh wait, no, that's in April. That's still a month away. Dude, so much is coming out in April. It's actually insane.
Now, like, of all the properties to not go the Super Mario Brothers movie route of like, hey, let's just make it all CG and have it like all look like really nice looking Minecraft.
Dude, it looks like
They're
mega
like,
cringe.
No. Let's get Jack Black in there just looking exactly like Jack Black. If we didn't try at all to, like, I don't know. But, well, I mean, how do you look like Minecraft Steve? Like flat top haircut, I guess.
Yeah, have the blue shirt and
It's
everything.
Steve, right? Steve's the Minecraft guy. I got that right.
Yeah,
right?
Steve. Yeah, Minecraft Steve.
Not a Minecraft guy.
That's what Jack Black says. I'm Steve.
And like, God, Jason Momoa, fire your agent. You're called Drogo, man.
It's gonna be hyper cringe. I definitely want to watch it. We should do a forge about that. Get some people. It should be fun. It's probably gonna be really bad, but I don't think anything else is.
You're not gonna make me watch that movie, are you? It's like I feel like Smeagol and say it's my birthday. Please just don't make me deal with the opposite of Precious.
Oh god, what else is coming out in April? I'm kind of curious now.
Movies this whole year are like, I don't know, man. Like 28 years later is sort of the only one I care about. I'm tentatively interested in Superman just because I do like James Gunn work generally, but nothing I've seen from the Superman movie has made me be like, oh yeah, this is the movie of the year for me.
Yeah. So we got Minecraft movie. I'm just looking at things.
Well, Daredevil, I guess not movie, but you know, might be okay.
I mean, I'll have to watch that later because I want to watch the other stuff before. But I just did not have the time to go through 3 seasons of
First two
Daredevil.
episodes start in 2 days. I should probably rewatch season 3 because I have seen seasons 1 and 2 of Daredevil a lot. Like I watched those probably 5 times each because
Nice.
they were quite good.
Is 3 not so good?
Season 3, I was like, yeah, the ending's pretty good, I guess. But I don't know. I remember it being significantly weaker than the other 2, though. Still, probably better than any of the other Marvel series. Maybe Jessica Jones season 1 might have been a little bit better. Punisher season 1 had some stuff, but I don't know. It wasn't fantastic. Punisher's best appearance is season 2 of Daredevil.
That Until Dawn movie is coming out.
Doesn't that? I heard that has nothing to do with the story in the games, which makes you think, like, why call it Until Dawn? Until Dawn didn't even get a sequel that had a different story or anything.
No, they just did the remaster, which Mahler and I played at the same time, the old game and the remaster on the same stream. And surprisingly, we finished like almost at the same time. I mean, we did wait here and there, but even if we wouldn't have waited, there would have been like a 30-minute time difference of us finishing our runs.
I think it was last Halloween, not this previous Halloween, the one before that. X-Ray Girl and I played through Until Dawn on PS5, and I was actually surprised to find that it was running at 60 FPS, like the PS4 version. So when they announced that remaster, I was like, why? Same with like Days Gone's getting a remaster. I was like, that already got a 60 FPS PS5 patch. Why? Why do any more work and then charge people more money? Like,
the remaster just looks so much lamer as well as the original. Like they took all the style out of it and just made it this normal, realistic style that everything has these days.
Is that Unreal Engine 5 or did they use the Sony engine, the Decima?
I actually don't know. Until Dawn remaster. Let me check. PS5, blah blah blah. Engine. What we got? Until Dawn remaster, insane realistic graphics. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, the original had pretty realistic graphics. You could immediately notice
it's Unreal Engine. Obviously, of course. They used the Decima engine before. I don't even know where that's from.
Yeah, Decima engine's better. Decima engine's Horizon and Death Stranding. And that's the one that Sony owns. Who published the remaster? Is it Sony or?
Open close tab. Let's see. Remake Unreal Engine released October. Yes. Tell me more.
I mean, I know neither Horizon nor Death Stranding are games that everybody loves, but both of them look quite good.
Sony Interactive Entertainment, they published it.
I've not played Forbidden West. Forbidden West is a game I've not yet got around to.
To what?
Horizon Forbidden West. It's funny, actually. That was one of the first games where it came out not long after the PC port of Horizon Zero Dawn that I replayed because I'd played it on PS4 and I quite liked it, but I really liked playing it with mouse and keyboard. So when Forbidden West got released, I mean, granted, it was at a time where PS5 didn't have a lot of games, so that might have been a good reason for me to use my PS5. But I was just like, well, I kind of want to be shooting that bow with my mouse, though, so maybe I'll just wait on it. And then this is maybe the problem with Sony not releasing games day and date, because I probably would have bought it right away on PC, but then after it came out, I'm like, oh, Horizon Forbidden West is out. I don't know. I'll wait on it. And yeah, it's been out for like 2 years on PC at this point, and even been on sale a bunch of times. But when it's on sale and still like 50 Canadian dollars, I'm like, is this like? Am I gonna play this? And
well, as you know, I started my Last of Us playthrough, and
oh, you did? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it was on Tuesday. I played for like 5 or 6 hours, and God, I don't know. Whoever decided to make the aiming the way it is needs to be shot.
I think the shooting controls in The Last of Us 1 and 2 are pretty atrocious.
Dude, that weapon sway is fucking unreal and disgusting.
Generally, the defenders of it will be like, oh yeah, but you see, it's supposed to be like really realistic. I was like, there's a way to do that without having the shooting feel bad to play, though.
Well, you already have a problem with that, though, because Joel has been running around for like 20 years, probably shooting a lot of people, so he's probably quite good with a gun at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get wrecked. Also, you can use medicine to make this way go away, and you can upgrade yourself. So if we're gonna talk about
Which, I mean,
realism, you can't just upgrade that shit. It's just
yeah, gaminess that
Yeah.
does tend to happen. I actually kind of made the in comparison when I made a video comparing Days Gone and Last of Us Part 2. Oh god, Rocky's on his way. Jojo, I was just about to make a point. Baby Bean, no, Metal, say something.
Yeah. So the thing is, here's the thing. I could have bought it on PC, but I was like, I'm not gonna pay $50 or $60 for a remaster, so I can play it on PC. And the only reason I would like to have it on PC is so I can play it with mouse and keyboard. But I opted to get just the PS4 version on my PS5 because that's a reasonable $20, like a game should be. That is like, what is it, like 10, 12 years old now when it first came out?
Yeah, and it runs nicely, Jojo.
It runs great, and it has like the extra thing on top of it. That scenario where you play as someone else, and it's a DLC, I assume, and the multiplayer is technically there. So yeah, I just got the remaster for $20 on my PlayStation, and that's just fine.
Yeah, Left Behind is the DLC. It's pretty good, or like at least I thought it was quite good at the time. But since that thing had tons of games, including the Spider-Man games that have walk around this space, inspect things, and listen to dialogue sequences. That was kind of the first time they did that in a way that's like, oh, this is interesting. They're just kind of exploring the story, and now it seems like, oh my god, Jojo, come on, Rocky's not even bothering you. Oh god, she might take a minute to calm down.
That's fine. But yeah, the weapon sway is atrocious. There was like a thing where I was hanging upside down and just trying to aim at people in general, but it felt like the the aim assist is like really weird because I was trying to just aim at the body, but then it went like slightly to the left. I was like, no, there's no one there though, and when the clicker gets to you, just die instantly anyway, at least on hard. So yeah, it was. That's the first time I actually started using my gun. Up until that point, I just did all melee and stealth kills because I like to just not use my ammo.
And save your ammo, yeah. Clickers, though, you can get out of that, the one-hit kill, if you have a shiv.
Yeah. But when you were hanging upside down, you can't use that, so they get to you, and then you just get eaten.
Oh, sorry, Jojo might have been growling over that context. She seems to be settling down. And if anyone's wondering why she does that, when Rocky comes over to sit by me, he starts like licking her, and she gets very, very upset. And Jojo.
So
I gotta just get her to settle, but she should be fine for a little while now.
Yeah. So then when I got to that city you go to, where your friend Bob was his name, right? The Bill. Yeah. I was like, I haven't used any of my ammo. I have like a rifle, a revolver, and everything. I have 7 shots with the rifle. Oh, there's more rifle ammo. You can't pick up any more. It's like, why? It's 7 rifle shots. You can't put a couple of more in your pocket or your backpack that looks like it's not even really that full.
Oh my god, yeah. The fact that they have backpacks and they like capped at like 5 rounds that you're holding has always been insane to me in that series, Jojo.
It's kind of annoying because I've been like super good with my resources, and then the game is like, you don't get to use any more though. And right after that, I pick up like 8 revolver shots more. And it's like, can I just have rifle shots instead? Because they're definitely better. But oh well.
I think the thing that bothers me the most about that is 90%. Oh my god, Jojo! 90% of the time, you'll kill an enemy that is shooting at you, and they'll drop like no ammo.
Nobody dropped ammo. That's the first thing I noticed. Like, why? They have a gun and ammo, and apparently resources are scarce in this universe. So, pick them up. If you don't want to use them, sell them later or whatever for your food stamps or something. I don't know. It's the thing is, the gameplay is 100 times better than other shit I've played recently. Looking at You Outlaws, for example. Like, it's functional enough that I'm not, like, super duper annoyed. But that weapon sway specifically is just like, holy fucking shit. It's so funny because Baller came into the stream, like, in chat. I was like, yeah, what's up, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know what, the AI is not, like, super awful. Like, they have some tisms here and there, so it's fine. And like 2 minutes after this, the AI did like something really funny and stupid. And just thinking back how some of the AI behaves, especially your your AI companions. Like you go through this subway station with like 7 or 8 clickers and you sneak through, and then you
Yeah.
turn your camera and you see like your AI companion just walking into the clickers like, oh, no, nothing is happening. It's like, oh, well, there goes my immersion now. Thank you.
So I hear that is apparently one of the big things they fix in the part one remake, I suppose, even though it's
Yeah.
just a different remaster.
You just need to
let's face
pay
it.
$30 extra for that.
Yeah. Though at the same time, I honestly think a lot of the people who rave about the AI in The Last of Us Part 2 are kind of being thrown off by the fact that when you kill a guy, they say, they got Billy. It's like that's not AI, guys.
Whoa,
That's a
they have
sound-
names. You went
It's
full
a sound
brick.
file that is probably just randomly generated and a name just gets assigned.
My playthrough is definitely a brick playthrough. Brick is the best weapon in the game. You can just fuck up clickers and everything.
Absolutely.
I always need a safety brick with me. It's pretty good. But yeah, I'll play that more of that tomorrow, I think, and then probably the rest of the week I'm just gonna write my scripticus more for Brave New World. It's funny. I'm 2 minutes into the movie and I've written like 2.5 pages already. I was like, God damn, this is gonna take a while again. Movie's quite bad. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, at least with that thing. I hear Little Platoon is going to be added as a new host. Not gonna be, he already is.
Yeah, he already is.
He already is. And then he was missing for the first hour yesterday. I saw that. I'm going to make fun of them for that next time, because I don't know why, because I can. But yes. Yeah, I'm going to be playing more of that. But yeah, talking about games... actually, no. First, before games, you've been keeping up with the Nvidia and AMD releases of the graphics card. I kind of want to talk about it because I find
I was kind of
interesting.
planning on upgrading my GPU this generation, and I've since at the very least reconsidered. I mean the AMD one though, doesn't look bad.
I think the 9070 sounds quite good. I will be waiting on a Gamers Nexus review that's probably gonna drop in like the next couple of days, and if that's gonna be good, I'm gonna be getting one of those because I'm currently on my 6800 Radeon. Like it's not bad or anything, but I just kind of want to brute force all the shitty games that use Unreal Engine 5 so I can stream them as well. Because that's like a thing that's been happening recently, where the Unreal Engine games just need so many resources. Like, yeah, if you just have a powerful card enough, you can just brute force it, which should be a case. Like the 6800 is like a pretty good graphics card, but those Unreal Engine games are just like, nope, give me all those resources. And also the launch of the 5070 is quite abysmal from what I've been seeing. Not a lot of stock. We have burning cables like
5000 series cards. The 5080s are apparently missing a whole, like a bunch of them are just missing RPOs. ROPs, yeah, which I'm not 100% like super tech savvy when it comes to GPUs, but if you're paying over $1,000 for a graphics card, if any random unit can just be missing stuff, it's not good.
It's nothing you can see as well. It's something you have to actively check, and they didn't tell anyone about it until people that like do tech stuff figure that out. And it can go, your performance can go down up until to like 11% or something, because it's missing like 8 of those ROPs or whatever it is.
If your game is a modern AAA game that is struggling to hit 11% that's pretty major.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you already said, if you have like a graphics card, you pay like over $1,000. If it's a 5090, $2,000 dues or euros or whatever, you're not getting what you paid for. So you're not doing that. And yeah, they also had issues with like burning cable or not burning cables, but like melting cables again.
Yeah, things actually getting lit on fire spontaneously. That's to be expected with the new product launch. No big deal. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, so that Nvidia launch has been quite awful. So all AMD has to do now, and they really need this because they have only a 10% market share currently, which is not a lot. It was like 50-50 like 10 years ago or something, and Nvidia was just like kind of moving away from them like crazy. And now, yeah, apparently the way it looks right now is that the 5070 is gonna be $150 less than the, I think, 5070, the 9070. God, I hate those names. I always have. They always.
Well, I mean, now it's even more confusing because AMD's made it so that their new one is the 9070 as opposed to like a number, the tier, and then zeros after it, like 6700, 7700, that kind of thing, 7800. But
So yeah,
apparently, this year, AMD is not making high-end cards. Like the 9070 is the highest end, even though it's a mid-range card. Which,
yeah, I
yeah,
think
I mean,
so.
that's honestly not a terrible
Like
idea
the
if you're
first,
gonna just.
the first infos we have from their own like graphics and stuff, it seems like it's a bit better than a 4090, I think. So yeah,
Which, not bad.
yeah, it was
And it's better to compare it to AMD's. It's more powerful than the 7900 XTX. Which,
yes.
it means their mid range, which is also kind of the high end card, is more powerful than their previous low end or high end card. God, I almost messed that up even.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I was waiting for the reviews. If they're good, I'm gonna try to get one immediately because I wanted to upgrade anyway. Mainly for streaming, and I want that AV1 encoder, which is gonna make the gaming streams nicer because they have like really cool encoding techniques and software and stuff that makes it just looks nicer and has less of the pixel soup that happens when tons of particles on stream, and that's quite nice because I'm already streaming at the highest bitrate that YouTube actually allows or does anything with, so that's like the only way to actually improve the stream visually. So yeah, I'm excited for that, and it's gonna be like, I think here it's gonna be 650 euro, which sounds way better than 1,500 for like a 4090 or whatever that fucking thing costs right now. So yeah, I'm maybe I'll have a new GPU soon. So looking forward to that. And then I hopefully don't have to be bothered by any of the big games anymore, so I can just stream them for you people to enjoy, and then I can complain about them.
Except for possibly Monster Hunter, which apparently is
yeah, Monster Hunter is struggling.
Not optimized super well. So my concerns that I've had over the past couple weeks, pretty valid.
Yeah, I've seen the video I sent you earlier from Digital Foundry. That's the one a friend of mine shared with me. If you have like a super powerful graphics card, like I don't know, like a 4090 or 5090 or whatever, you can kind of brute force the issues with the game. But if you're like a normal person that has like a 4070 or whatever, like a mid-range-ish card, you probably have some problems. It's not going to run well. It has a lot of stuttering issues from what I understand. I've seen some textures in those tests that look quite atrocious. I'm not going to lie. They look really bad. And I don't know why.
Which makes you wonder, like, if it doesn't look stunning, like if it doesn't look absolutely fantastic, why the performance issues exactly?
I mean, I just find it weird in general because normally the Unreal Engine 5 games, they look really good but run like ass. But this one has like really bad textures, and I don't know why. Apparently, when the full release came out, they added an extra tier for visuals, so it's like after high. So I don't know if that looks like super better, but those are like really bad textures. There's like flags and clothing and stuff that just looks really low quality textures, and I don't know why that's the case. I don't understand.
And I'm watching some of the performance analysis videos. It seems like just no matter what, the CPU, all cores of the CPUs are like getting ready to explode. So
even the CPU.
If you do, yeah, well, that's the thing. So it's like even if you do change the setting, it doesn't really have too much of an impact on your actual performance. Like the game is still, the game still feels like it's going to die when more than one monster are on screen, or if you're out in the open world. I did see some people saying that there's a couple mods out there, like a DLL file that you can edit that actually increases oh god, smooths things out significantly and makes it much more playable. But if that's even possible, you kind of wonder why Capcom isn't like, oh, okay, so we can have a stable performance mode that we can just upload as a patch and just have it be this DLL that I don't know. Like when a game launches that is an expensive game that apparently over 1 million people are playing concurrently,
Yeah.
how are you not on top of things like making sure it runs well?
I don't know,
And
man.
I really hate it when people respond to me with that. It's like, well, whatever, it's a really good game, so it doesn't matter. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like,
And this
no,
is
it
why they don't
does.
give a shit. It's like, yeah, it's still fun. It's like, yeah, but you have like a $2,000 graphics card and it runs with 60 FPS. You should be able to run a new game at like 250 FPS with that kind of power. And if you look at the Digital Foundry video that I watched about it, they have like the thing that Capcom games do have, where you go into this. They have like really good settings menus, like actually really good, where they show you that's how much VRAM it's going to use. This is the impact on your hardware with this setting, which I wish every game has because it's really cool. But apparently, if you check it and it's like, yeah, okay, I'm like way below the orange mark of everything, and then you go into the game and you still only get like 60 FPS and have frame stuttering here and there. It's I don't know what's happening. It's we need something. Also, with you
Well,
when you start the game for the first time, it's like, hey, you should start frame generation. It's like, oh, why are you saying that at the beginning? You don't even know what
yeah, it's
hardware I
like
have yet.
off the bat being like frame generation is probably something you should be turning on. Be like, well, why? And the answer would be like, well, because it'll run better. It's like, no. The answer to that is you did not optimize the game.
Yeah. The frame generation has been used as such a crutch. It's really annoying.
Yeah, and it's the opposite of what I want as far as like video game performance getting better. It's just, hey, no, now we're gonna have it look like a 60 FPS game, even though it's running at like 45.
Yeah. So Riza in chat says can't even play the game. Crashed upon opening, fixed the issue, but then the textures are flickering like crazy, and I couldn't fix it. Yeah. What GPU do you have? I actually don't know. I'm curious. I should have asked Swole because he's probably been playing that game. What's up with him? But he's probably busy playing the game. So yeah, so if you have like a super strong graphics card, you can just kind of go through it, I guess. But that should not be the thing. Your target audience shouldn't be everyone who has like a 4090 graphics card. You want to target people at least in the mid range because that's where most of the people are. Yeah, it's so I'm curious to know if how it runs on consoles.
I was actually just about to say, I hear that the performance mode on a PS5 Pro is probably the most consistent way to be playing it right now, but that's also just things I've seen on Twitter and not like I don't have a PS5 Pro and I don't have the game, and it's not PlayStation isn't the kind of place where I could buy it, play it for a bit, and then return it if it runs bad. So I will not be testing that. Theoretically, I could with the PC version, but yeah, I played both the betas, and I don't care what anyone says. Okay, the betas seem to be pretty representative of what the final game runs like.
The things I've seen were a bunch of things I've noticed when I tried the demo a while back, so it's not a big difference from what I can tell. I haven't played the game because I don't have time to play Monster Hunter right now, but you know, I might check it out at some point. We'll see. In battles and yeah, no worries, Riza. No worries. My PC runs Balatro really smoothly, as it should.
God, if Balatro had performance issues, be like, wait, why?
I'm glad that game is doing as well as it does. I played it like a couple of months ago, and I really liked it, but for some reason I couldn't be bothered to get good at the game.
I've still not played it. I've heard pretty good things about it.
Riza has a RX 7800, so you're one generation ahead of me, and it doesn't work for you. That's actually hilarious in a bad way.
Yeah, well, you know, the good news is if you upgrade your video card, you might be able to play new games slightly better. But if you want to play like I think the 32-bit physics games just don't work anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I think Batman Arkham City would be an example of one.
Well, the thing is,
So it's
I
like if
think
you
the
have a
last couple of
5090, you
games,
can't play Arkham City. Like,
the only games I really had problems with in the past were like big AAA games with Unreal Engine 5 specifically. Like every other game,
yeah.
I don't really have any problems with. Which actually happened while I was playing demos for this. I today started one game that had Unreal Engine 5, and my GPU was immediately like, it's like, give me all your resources. It didn't run badly, but I would have been, I'd have trouble playing it on stream because it's already using all my resources. So yeah, but yeah, we'll get to that, I guess. So yeah,
I guess I hope that just with the sheer quantity of people making Unreal Engine 5 games, they're just going to get a lot better at using it. But yeah,
I think so, dude.
it seems like it's not the highest performing engine.
Yeah, I mean, you got Unity right there. You got RE Engine. There's
Unreal Engine 4 even.
yeah,
Oh,
RE
well, I
Engine.
mean, RE Engine. Don't use RE Engine if you're making a open world game, apparently.
So yeah,
Yeah,
there's
Ryzak,
options.
I want a glaive too. I'm an insect glaive guy as well.
So yeah, it's annoying because from what I understand, what I've been hearing along the interwebs is that Unreal Engine 5 has like horrendous documentation as well, which is hilarious because the reason you want to get an engine that is supported is so you can have support for it, but apparently that's not working very well. So
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
it's
it makes me wonder, like, how the hell is the next Cyberpunk game gonna be? If if their whole thing was, hey, we're gonna switch people off the Red Engine because the only studio that uses the Red Engine is CD Projekt Red, so we can't really hire new people that are experienced with this engine, so we're gonna switch everything to Unreal Engine 5. And I'm just like, oh no, like you can maybe you should just go with UE4 CD Projekt because I
yeah.
like that cyberpunk world. I finished one of the books. Like they made a novel called No Coincidence, and I finished that up, and I rewatched Edge Runners. And but I'm just like, man, I would really love for this world to just have good video games that work right away. But bracing for Orion to be not running fantastically when it launches. Orion being the code name for Cyberpunk 2.
I think the first victim of UE5 was probably Lords of the Fallen, the new one that came out. Because
Maybe what
they
was the one I hate? Callisto Protocol.
because
That
they
that was
started with
really rough.
UE5, and then at some point they were like, you need to make it UE5 now from 4 to 5. It's like, oh, that's a shame. Yeah, and when you played it, it ran like ass, and you could tell it was like a bit of an unfinished game. It got like really boring towards the end. Lots of enemies you just had to fight again and again, but stronger, but like the same enemy. So that felt like a businessman decision. It's like, can you just update this real quickly to this new engine? Okay, thank you. Yeah, and then it's just kind of bombed. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame. Stop with the stop with the arms race, the fidelity arms race. Give me well-running games that are fun to play, and they still look like pretty good. If you look at like
graphics arm race, fidelity arms race, be like, oh, we need our screenshots to look absolutely fantastic so that we have a really nice looking 1 minute, $200,000 trailer at the Game Awards.
yeah.
But
Hey, that Last
or
of
the
Us
games could run well.
that The Last of Us 2 remaster looks really good. So, and that's the remaster is pretty old already because that was like from 2015, I think, because they needed one for the PS4, I think it was, right? Because it was like released at the tail end of the PS3 runtime.
The Last of Us one, yeah, the Last of Us remastered, I think, came out in 2014, like right, not at PS4 launch, but not long afterwards.
You're right. So yeah, that looks pretty good still. So obviously it doesn't look like super duper good according to today's standards, but there's good looking games that you can play that don't need to be insanely hardware hogging, but you know, more
Like Kingdom
good,
Come
better.
Deliverance though is an insanely good looking brand new game that like runs really really well.
Yeah,
it can happen. It's just they gotta pick an engine that works and be good at using it. That's it.
honestly, Balatro is like 85% luck. I've ended up just playing 1 or 2 rounds at a time, then going and doing something else before rage quit. But the thing is, there's probably like with other roguelikes, I know at some point what I want to do exactly. Not exactly, but what is the best way to go in certain scenarios, which you like I could never really figure out by myself which jokers I want to do specifically or are the best. And I don't know, I really like the game, but I was like, I can't really be bothered to look all this up this time, which is interesting because if I would go to like Binding of Isaac, which I played like so many times, and I knew it's like, okay, this item is good, this item is good. And that game has like way more items to consider, I think. So I don't know. I don't know. I like it, but it didn't grab me as much as other people. But I'm really happy it does as well because it is a really fun game. I think it's awesome.
Oh, sorry. Which game are we
Oh,
talking about now?
Balatro.
Oh, Balatro. Wait, Balatro's a roguelike?
Kinda, yeah, because you do like the poker
Roguelike
game.
poker.
But you have like jokers that have like multipliers and shit, and then you have like other cards that give you that level up your hands. So your Ace of Spades does double points or whatever. It can get quite complex, but it's really fun.
Yeah, maybe I will check it out at some point. It does look like it could be kind of fun. I guess I'm not really much of a card game guy in general.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's on
not to
Game
be
Pass
racist
now.
against the entire type of game. Oh, it is? Okay, then
I
that'll
think
that'll
so.
probably
Hang
be a
on,
way for
let
me
me.
to check it out.
Oh yeah, but I opened up my Xbox thing. It says now available on Windows PC. Balatro. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's included with Game Pass. So there you go.
Speaking of roguelikes, there definitely are a lot of them on Steam Next Fest.
Absolutely. Do you have one here? I have one right now.
Yeah, I guess one that I played was called Kyborg or Keyborg, K Borg, like cyborg.
Okay.
In which it's like a beat 'em up, kind of Arkham-ish, but it's a roguelike, and I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was fantastic though.
Keyborg Arena.
Is it Arena? Was there a subtitle? I thought it was just Kyborg or Keyborg.
I mean, it's Kiborg.
Yeah, it doesn't say Arena here, unless there's two different games. I mean, I'm looking at the Kyborg demo right now, the one that I did play here. I guess I could just send you the Steam.
Wait, there's Kyborg demo. I got multiple here.
Here, I'll just paste the Steam page. And hey, I'll paste it in the chat too, so that you guys can check out the games, or maybe I'll just be doing this the whole show.
No, I'm just trying to see if I can. Kyborg new gameplay
looks
demo.
nice.
Kyborg. Wait, Kyborg Arena. It all says like. Oh wait, there you go. That's from 1 year ago.
I just pasted the link in the both in the chat and in the Discord.
Yeah, I was just looking for the trailer on the.
Maybe on the Steam page. Oh, on YouTube.
Because that's where I can show it on stream. I mean, the font is the same, so I don't know. Maybe. What's Kyborg Arena then? Who's that arena man?
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's the same series or anything, but it would be odd to, I suppose, have an arena variant before the actual game. Yeah, it looks like this. Yeah, the first thing that comes up when I type Kyborg here, I'll send you.
I got a trailer. Yeah, don't you worry.
Got it. Okay.
Bloop, bloop.
They should add YouTube links into the Steam page.
There we go.
Oh, I didn't fight anything like that.
Well, there you go. So
I was mostly fighting dudes. Yeah, this is the guy you start as, and as you go through the game, you can get more upgrades and cyborg parts. So you can like replace your spine, replace your heart, replace each arm, and get more Borgy, but also get things like weapons. You have primary firearms, secondary firearms, and melee weapons. The melee weapons, I believe, are temporary. So once you
they break
once
at
you
some
hit
point.
people with them enough times, yeah, they just kind of break. The guns reach, or at least the secondaries, because I actually don't think I ended up getting any of the primary weapons while I was playing, but the secondaries refill their ammo as you're doing melee damage. Okay. So I thought that was kind of neat. And Yeah, the game looks good. It runs pretty well. I'm not sure if this is UE5, but if it is, it's one that was optimized at least sufficiently well. Didn't pull me in and make me think, okay, I really want to play this like crazy and like go through as much of it as I possibly can. I did like 3-4 runs, fought a couple bosses, and I was like, yeah, okay, I get the idea. But
Okay.
it's like it's neat, and I think that maybe people might like to check it out while these here demos are still going on, which I believe tomorrow is the last day.
Yeah, I think this demo has been
So
out
a
for a
lot of the
while
demos,
though, because because this demo announcement trailer is from a year ago, so it's probably going to be available for longer, I imagine.
and that's one thing I've been noticing lately too, is I think a lot of the Next Fest demos just kind of stay up.
Yeah.
I think if you've got a build of your game that is decent, that you don't mind people seeing as a representation of what your game will end up being, then there's not really any harm in leaving it up.
Yeah.
And we haven't talked about First Berserker yet, Hyperbolic Ninja. Don't worry.
No, this is the first game we're talking about right now. So you start as normal human man, and then your upgrades in the runs are the cyborg modifications, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, some of them are. It kind of depends on which rooms you get. I find the cyborg modifications seem to only get those when you beat a boss. So I guess that's they're kind of the big upgrades. Whereas generally you'll get things like, oh, extra weapon damage, or here's a gun that you can use for a bit, or a staff, or two baseball bats with barbed wire on them.
Right. And the goal is just to get to the top tier of the arena or something. Did they include any kind of story or whatever, or is it just game?
I mean, I think kind of, yeah, but I don't know. I wasn't really paying all that much attention. It seemed like pretty basic, like, oh, now you're here. Keep on fighting your way up and go through these rooms that you can kind of select the upgrades for.
Okay.
There was, one neat thing about it, though, is there's some rooms where it's not combat, but like almost like an environmental puzzle. Like there was red lights that show up on the ground, and then one green light, like each of them are circles. And stepping in the green light when the thing explodes gives you health, whereas obviously the red lights damage you. So you're kind of incentivized to like run to the green one. But if you're trying to get to a green one and you can't quite make it, you might find yourself in a red one and end up losing health. But there's also just blank spaces everywhere, so you can just decide to not try for it and just not get hit by a red explosion. And I thought that was kind of neat. So it's not just straight up combat in every single room.
Okay, cool. I'm actually installing it right now. This sounds like something I could enjoy, but heavily depends on the feeling of how to play it. But this sounds kind of neat. This sounds like something I would enjoy. So I might check that out after the stream.
Still don't know if it's Kyborg or Keyborg, though. Kyborg sounds like more like Cyborg, so I'm thinking that's what they're going for, but it's also spelled like Ki is, which like the Japanese energy that's in a lot of the Team Ninja games.
Right. Yeah. Chat's calling the monster beginning a Fear Flash.
One thing I do like about it, though, is if you I think it's you hold R1 or like right bumper to lock on an enemy, it will like he'll dash across the level to hit that enemy, so you can switch targets and close distance really fast, and I thought that felt pretty cool.
Okay, nice. Yeah, could be fun. I'll check it out. It sounds like something I would enjoy. So maybe I'll have more to say on that later. Well, while we're in the roguelite thingy, I got something a bit more akin to a Vampire Survivor type game. And it's called
Vampire Survivor, like
Tower of Babel: Survivors of Chaos. And I mean, if you've played Vampire Survivor like games where it's like tons of enemies coming to your way and you just pick up all the things and stuff, then you know what this game is about. It's by a pretty small.
Is it auto attack like Vampire Survivor?
Yes, you can switch the direction where you shoot or slash or whatever. And this is actually one of the ones that has a right click where you have a special attack as well. So you're a little bit more
Okay, so
involved.
you can decide when certain attacks happen.
Yeah. From what I played like a couple of rounds, it seems you don't have like a limit of skills you can put on. It seems like it's unlimited, so you can basically have everything. Obviously, I haven't experimented long enough with the game yet to see if there's like any kind of combinations that you can do, like in Vampire Survivors, where you get like the duplication ring and the holy water, and then you get like bigger, better holy water or something like that. I don't know if that's a thing here. What they do have, though, is they have like an item system, much like Diablo. I mean, if you look at the screen here, you can see you have like a little bit of mana here. You have your health bar, and you also have a little bit of an inventory where you can. If you look here, you get an item back, and you have like all these different items. Looks like you actually have slots here as well. So they kind of play around with the gameplay mechanics here, where you can have like legendary items, much like in any looter like Diablo or Path of Exile. Enemies drop stuff, you pick them up, and you can sell the ones you don't need and can put it all in the inventory. I don't know if they have like a not a tier system, like a armor set system or something, where you get like bonuses and whatever. I don't know. All you can do right now is just play rounds and get back and start again. So there's a lot of mechanics that are just not implemented yet, because it's I don't know if it's an alpha demo or just a demo in general. But yeah, that's what you can do. It's pretty. If you've played a game like this, you know what's up in general. You go around, get the skills, level them up, get better attacks. But also you can get better armor, which is the first game I played that has this for this kind of game. There's probably other ones, but that's the first one I played. And yeah, you get like bosses every couple of minutes you have to beat up, and if you die, you go back to the hub world. And when you die, there's like a loot goblin, and he steals like a couple of items from you, and you can buy them back from the guy. So that's kind of fun. At least in the short time I played it. I don't know if that gets like annoying at some point, and I don't know how they're gonna deal with just doing run after run after run, and then that goblin is full, or if he resets every time. I actually don't know if he's in the demo, because I didn't see him anywhere in the hub world, but maybe I missed him because I kind of more focused on the gameplay of it all. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
All right.
I mean, that's basically it. That's if you these games are not like mechanically super deep in general, but the thing is. I've been chasing the dragon with this because Vampire Survivor is still like the best of its kind. It's actually it feels good, has amazing music. The evolutions are super satisfying, and I played a bunch of these games, and there's a couple that I liked, but dude, like Vampire Survivors is just so satisfying to play. I feel like they found like the perfect balance, and they're just still dropping DLCs like every couple of months. Like they just recently did the Castlevania DLC. So yeah, they're still.
I mean, it's funny that exists, just because I think that the developers of Vampire Survivors almost got in trouble for like using OG Castlevania assets with just no permission at all.
Okay.
I think Konami was eventually just like, okay, let's make some money.
Yeah, they were really successful. I mean, they had Castlevania, they had Contra, and other ones, and the DLC, like Vampire Survivors, is like a super cheap game as well. I think the game itself is like $5 or something, and the DLCs are like $2.
Yeah, I think I bought the game at $2, which I believe was, I mean, in $2 is not a lot of money. So
yeah,
but I think it might have gotten a little more expensive since then. But it's still well under 10, which you know.
Someone just said Halls of Torment is awesome as well. I actually did buy that recently. I think it's fine. I don't hate it, but I don't know. It's just that this. I just played Vampire Survivors, and it's just so good. I don't know. But yeah, also Torment is decent. I don't mind it at all. And yeah, I'm gonna be playing more Vampire Survivors probably next time when my friendo comes over, because for some reason the last 2 times he was over, we were just playing that while getting drunk because it's just so easy to play.
Yeah, I mean, you only really have to worry about where your character is at any given time.
Yeah, I got all the achievements for Vampire Survivors, then they dropped the next DLC and added more achievements. I was like, you bastards, I just got all of them.
That's how they keep you hooked.
But yeah, if you want more games like this is not a terrible one to play. Gonna be interesting to see what else they add, because there's a lot of mechanics, as I said, still hidden or locked off in the demo. But it felt pretty decent. I don't know if there's evolutions or anything. But yeah, that's that one. Go check it out if you'd like.
Well, the trailer I just posted here, it seems like the demo is gone. So this is not one that you'd be able to play. But the reason I posted it after this one is I noticed it's probably a pretty similar art style. Very different type of game, though. I guess if you want to bring up the Mecha Knights Legends trailer or gameplay demo, I think it might just be someone's gameplay, but
there we go.
But yeah, this one I had some mixed feelings on, because it looks really nice and it seems like it could be a really great game if they do a lot of work on it, but it feels very, very sluggish to control, and it's got an odd system where you can pick at the beginning of at least of the demo, if you're going for just killing the dragon or killing the dragon and saving the people in the village. And you're rated on how many buildings in the village get destroyed while you're playing. But you also can't really fight the dragon past that tree line. So like the buildings are constantly getting torn apart by you as this like chunky sort of Gurren Lagann looking mecha guy. Yeah. And you can't knock down a tree. So sometimes the enemy will stagger in the tree line when you stagger the enemy, that's when you can actually get like a decent amount of damage in, but he's too far away for you to hit because there's just an invisible wall that is the tree. Okay. So, I mean, it kind of seems like it's someone's early idea for a game that they just did a really great job on the animation and art style for, but I don't think this game is quite there yet. And I don't know if they maybe weren't getting a fantastic response with the demo, and that's why the demo appears to be down.
No, it's there. I posted it. It's
what the hell? Like, it doesn't seem like it's on my Steam list.
I mean, it's here, Mecha Knights Legends, and there's the demo right there. I posted it in the chat as well.
I don't know. Maybe when I deleted the demo off my hard drive, it just struck its existence from my Steam account or something. And maybe it knew I was gonna not say great things about it. It's like, fuck that cyborg.
Blocked.
Skill issue.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell it's probably a small, very small team, or maybe just a guy or whatever.
Yeah, it might just be a guy, and that's what I mean. Like, not to go too hard on it, because I think there's some things here where if they work on it, this could turn into a pretty cool game. But I think that it could use a bit of work as far as things like widening the battlefield alone. I think would be all right.
Yeah.
Make it so that you can knock down some of the trees in the area, so that, or just make it so that the dragon isn't constantly going to places where you can't hit him.
Yeah.
And what I like about it though is you've really got to think about what attacks you're starting to use at any given time, because you're not super fast, and your attacks hit pretty hard and they can knock the guy over and everything. But if you get hit in the middle of an attack windup, you get knocked back pretty far and you don't have tons of health. And I believe there's at least no way that I could find to heal. You also kind of got to monitor that heat gauge that's at the left-hand side. So if you hit a button, then it vents your heat. It didn't seem like venting the heat was something that was very difficult to do at any given time. Like, you could even sort of do it in the middle of attacks. I guess it's just something you need to keep an eye on. Otherwise, you can end up overheating. But
yeah,
in the world in which Monster Hunter is all the rage, I think the chunky knight mech versus dragon guy, that could end up being okay. But I think it's got some work to do before it's ready for prime time.
All right. I mean, you can kind of tell it's like a small project. If you just look at the health bars, they're like very generic health
Yeah,
bars. Like
like
it's not very
stock
stylized or
health bar.
whatever. That's like one of the indicators you can say. Oh, they're probably just trying something out. And yeah, I mean, I do like that people are still trying to do some more stylized visuals. I do like the thick dark outlines and everything. Like makes it like
Yeah.
animated, like
Yeah,
anime like, I
they're kind
guess.
of like hand drawn look to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That like you can see almost like sketch lines around the edges, and
Yeah, looks pretty neat. But yeah, yeah, if that sounds like it's up your alley, go check it out. It's the demo. You can play it on the Steams because that's what we do here today. Cell shaded, you flame. Wow, I just
yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to
we know it's cell shading, but just the cell shade dark lines in this game are quite pronounced. So
calling me a flame. That's so rude.
yeah, no, it's racist, really.
Racismo. Let's see. If we talk about like something of a small studio, I got here Iron Convoy, and I think that's actually one of the ones that the developer wrote under the post I made. I think.
Oh, neat.
I think so. From what I understand, this has been made in like 2 months or whatever. And it's like only a couple of people. Let me see if that was them. Now I have to scroll. I did the meme post while I was drunk on Friday, and now it's just all of this. It's always good when you do like a random meme post and people are like, yeah, I like that. What other God damn it, where is it? I've been memeing to hard chat.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to find my next one. I have on deck ready to go.
I just want to know if that's the one that they sent me on. Like, I mean, I don't mean they sent me the game, but they sent the demo thing on the post. I don't know. I can't find it because I meme too hard, and now that's all what I could see here. But yeah, let me pull up the thing here. Boom. So basically, what this is, you have a convoy out of like as you see it here, it's like a bus, two smaller cars, and one with a gun. And basically, you can customize these vehicles with like more armor or to get more scrap or whatever. And then you drive around this wasteland and kind of just do things. And yeah, you can see. I'm gonna stop here. You go around, then you find you get attacked by raiders or whatever, or thieves or whatever they called at the time, and you kind of just drive next to each other, and you enter a turn-based scenario. You go like, I'm gonna use a ricochet shot and kill two at once, or I'm just gonna crash into the other guy. And then you can go to like different cities or whatever, and you're like, I want to buy these guns here, or I need more fuel. Give me fuel, and that's all you do in the demo so far. I'm pretty sure. You can just go traverse the open world, kill enemies, get more guns. And what I do like is that you can customize your car and the visuals change of the car as well. I always find this satisfying to see when you upgrade something, you can visually see it on your character, or in this case, your car. I mean, if you look at the one in the middle here, oh, hang on, you can see, yes, God damn it, I clicked on it again. Go back. You can see he has like a shovel in the front, or in more space for scrap in the back. This guy's like spikes on top, so there's a bunch of stuff you can switch around, and you get like more attacks or whatever. Oh, you also get a class in the beginning, so you get some extra fuel when you start the game, or you're proficient in bartering or whatever. There's still like a couple of classes that are locked off. You can do like 2 of them, and you can just kind of go around and do that for now. But yeah, you can tell it's like a small team with not like a huge budget or whatever. Because you have like sounds that don't quite line up here and there, or I think it was in this one where the sounder just kind of repeats over and over and over again. And it's kind of you can kind of tell that it does it. It's a little bit annoying. But I did encounter the shit dunes at some point. So they have a couple of funny names here. I think there was like Dieselheim here on in the trailer for a second. So they're kind of having fun with it. It's obviously a bit of Mad Max inspired with all the cars having like all the scrap stuff and whatnot going on. So yeah, I'm curious what happens with this game. What else they add, because I could see this being pretty fun in the future and see what's up with it. But yeah, just a very very small studio. Maybe just go give it a shot. Maybe you'll like it. It's quite nice. And again, it's a more stylized. This actually kind of reminds me of Pummel Party graphics in a way.
Yeah, like the low poly, no texture kind of deal.
Yeah, but I do like the visuals of the cars and stuff. It's kind of neat. And yeah, you just go around, fuck shit up, and get more stuff. I assume you can get like more better cars later on. I think I played the demo for like 30-45 minutes, so I definitely haven't explored all of the world they make available to you so far. But I'd say give it a shot. It's not like awful or anything. It's definitely a playable game that doesn't make you super frustrated. Like the mechanics they put in do work as far as I can tell. So yeah, maybe go give it a shot. It's called Iron Convoy. Let me get you
Fuck that convoy.
the link. Iron Convoy, free demo, and there you go.
Might not be a bad segue for Fumes now either.
That's actually true. Yes. And I'm actually quite excited about this one because I really, really enjoyed this demo.
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit too.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It was okay. So Fumes is, I guess, for lack of a better way of putting it, is kind of a Twisted Metal like, but it doesn't really play like Twisted Metal. It almost just plays like a third-person shooter where you just happen to be a car. It's got a really interesting art style where it kind of has like a CRT filter over the game that gets more intense when you do certain actions. It's very much a similar kind of Mad Max-ish world with kind of like higher detailed PS1 aesthetic to it. And if I have any complaint about this game, I think that the control scheme certainly needs some getting used to.
I think it needs a bit of tweaking, especially when I was doing these escort missions. I was kind of like always overshooting, and that's like another issue I have. It's really hard to tell when you do these missions which of the cars are in your team at this time, or is it an enemy. And somebody just had no teammates left, I guess, and then I just could shoot them in peace. It's like a.
But
go ahead.
There's some interesting things to it, like the I guess you could effectively the boss region of the intro has you doing almost like platforming on a giant like war rig type thing that is like, I think like a Jawa sound crawler but gigantic, and you get up to it by getting into the range of this like magnet that comes out and grabs you and then brings you up to one of the levels, and then you got to kind of carefully drive around some ramps and shoot some buttons that lower other ramps and eventually fight. So actually in that, when you fought that big group of dudes that you fight at the end, did you fall into the thing? Like do you have to die there?
Yes, I did fall in.
I was about to say, I was like, what the hell? It's like all of a sudden the floor opens up and you just fall into this grinder machine thing. And I was like, was there a way I could avoid that? Because it looked like the whole floor was going to be gone soon. And I don't know if that was like, oh, you got to get out this door in time. But then it just kind of kicks you out into what appears to be an open world where you can then kind of go and pick up missions and use those missions to upgrade your car, get different cars, get different weapons. And yeah, so it seems like there's quite a bit to it. It's a little bit weird that, at least on a controller, L2 is gas and
Mm-hmm.
L1 is brake and reverse. So you're constantly you're constantly wanting to hit R2 for gas. And I actually thought that I'd be able to get around that by making it so that it was almost like Mario Kart style gas and brake, like on the face buttons. But then I realized that I can't use my right stick while I'm accelerating in that case. So it's like, oh, okay. It almost seems like a game that might be easier to play with a mouse and keyboard, even though, like,
I did play it with mouse and
driving.
keyboard, yes.
Oh, really? Yeah. So I think that as much as this might seem like a kind of game where, yeah, mouse and keyboard, it would not be ideal. I think with the amount of targeting you're doing while having to keep on top of accelerating and braking and stuff, mouse and keyboard might actually be better,
Yeah,
because
I had no
there's not enough
problems.
shoulder buttons on a controller to be able to do all the things you need to do.
Yeah, I had no
But
problems aiming or anything with mouse and controller, mouse and keyboard. I mean, yeah, it's quite nice. If you get damaged, like your
yeah,
car's doors fall off, or
represents the damage. Yeah.
you can see into the back of your trunk or whatever, and you can see I don't know, the engine or and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. And if you look at the trailer here as well, you can see you get like bigger cars, so you can have more guns on them, and you find like shotguns, you find auto turrets, you find like rocket launchers at some point. I'm pretty sure. I actually did find one, but
Oh, I never got a rocket
yeah,
launcher.
you get more cars when you beat like bosses and anything. And there's also like anomalies and stuff on the map. So there's like almost like black hole kind of dealios you could go into, and then it disappears. I did not figure out what it actually does, but that's something you can explore. And there's like a no,
That's
I
a
I hesitate to
sorry.
say
Go ahead.
Dark Souls like, because you can't like pick up stuff that you lost when you died or whatever. But apparently, when you get destroyed, there's like a weird purple gas or something, fog, that goes into a different car, and then you control that one. It's
Oh,
I don't I don't really know what that means yet. Like here, this is what you see. This is what happens when you die
you are
in the
the
demo,
gas.
and then you go
We're
into
the
this
fumes.
car over there. We are the fumes. We are John Fumes.
Yeah. To
Uh,
answer XX Lord XX686's question, you can rebind the controllers. The thing is, I couldn't really find a custom control scheme that worked too much better than what's in there. And
it
I think
feels
what I
like
ended up
you
doing is
might.
I made gas and brake were left trigger and right trigger, and then the weapons were on the L1 R1. But it still is a little bit strange, and I think that you eventually get more weapons, so you will have to use the face buttons at some
Mhm.
point, and then I guess you gotta try to map the auto targeting weapons, or the ones that target pretty easily, to the face buttons, because it's tricky to hold a right stick while you're using face buttons. Unless,
Mm.
if you have a controller with back paddles, that could help as well.
Yeah, I wonder if you actually might need like the pro controller that has like the buttons
Yeah,
on the back as well, so you have enough
yeah,
keys to bind.
that could probably help things out quite a bit.
Yeah, but the way it works on mouse, you just have like the left click is one of the shots, and you can bind the other one to the right one, or you can actually just bind them that they shoot both at the same time. So it's like very customizable in general. I was very quite pleased. You just get colors. You get all the colors. From what I could see, you don't need to buy them. you you unlock skins in the game by just doing stuff. So yeah, it doesn't seem to be any microtransactions here, which I'm always happy to see. I obviously love the fucking visuals.
Yeah.
I find the higher detail PS1, PS2 graphics. I find them quite appealing to
Yeah,
look at.
it's neat in that it's like it's a PS1 game that looks way better than any PS1 game possibly could, and like
Yeah,
is
there's way too
doing a
much
lot
happening.
more post-processing stuff. But yeah, I think this one might be a winner. I would
Yeah,
recommend wish listing.
that's on my wish list already.
It's gonna
I've
let me
seen
watch
I've
them. I'll be
seen
right back.
tweets of these guys before, especially of like the the big war boss thingies that you go on to. But this is the first time I saw that there is a demo out now, so I was like, hell yeah, I need to check that out. But apparently this demo has been out for a while. I just was not aware. But that's what the next fest is for. You find these things. So yeah, lots of customization. I'm curious to see what you can do, what you can explore, and yeah, as I said, this might be a winner. I think this was awesome. And you talked about the CRT stuff on there. You can actually customize that as well in the options. They give you a couple of different things you can do, like super retro, or just the way you can see it here, where it's just like HD PS1 graphics, basically. Which is the one I opted for because after a while I find the CRT stuff a bit annoying personally. So I got rid of that, but yeah, I would actually heavily recommend this one. This one was super fun. I played this for like over an hour as well, just driving around, checking things out. It's quite fun. You can just go around, fuck shit up, get more resources, and if you want to upgrade your car, there's just a big upgrade truck going around.
Drive into the upgrade truck.
Yeah, you find it, and then you honk twice, and they stop and let you in, and then you can upgrade your stuff in there. And yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. I really enjoyed it, and I am curious to see when the full release comes out, what we can all do on top. So yeah, check that out for sure. This one gets a big recommendation from me.
Also, to quickly address Hyperbolic Ninja saying it's Twisted Metal. So Twisted Metal is almost set up more like a fighting game, where you have like an arena and it's like you need to kill these enemies to move on, and it's just you battle it out. Whereas this game's got like an open world, not even mission. It's like, just go around and do things, and then you can do those things and then upgrade your stuff. But you just kind of drive around this big open world, and when you get some task, it'll like warp you to a new map where you do things. And like I was in a snow map at one point. So that was pretty neat. But it's not really structured like Twisted Metal, even though it is you drive and shoot things.
Nice. Wait, we got this one already. I have one that's really quick. That one has actually been sent to me by James. And it's called Dark Water. Looks kind of cool. So I have only played the tutorial, which was rather short. But the reason for this is I want to play this with people and explore it without knowing anything. So I didn't jump into any game to see what can happen. So basically, from what I understand, you play as a team in a submarine and go around exploring stuff. And I think the exploring is like shit. What's the name of that game? Lethal Company, where you go around and check out different things. From what I understand, and then there's like monsters or spooky stuff happening. And yeah, you get into fights with other submarines, and you go into a menu that that just reminds me of FTL in a way. Because you just
the ship schematic.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's like one that actually does the shooting stuff here. Yeah, there you go. So you choose your weapons and stuff down here, and then you click on the room you want to shoot at, and then just recharges, shoots again, and so on. And
now, are you shooting the ship that you're exploring from your home ship, or?
No, I think these are just enemy vessels that you get to fight. You get like an alarm. It's like there's an enemy submarine approaching, and then one of the guys on the team needs to get on the console and start shoot the guys, use decoy charges and whatnot. In the meantime, you also get shot, and you get like leaks and things get destroyed, and you just need to use your wrench and repair everything. So it gets like quite hectic at some point.
So Galadorn, it seems like you fight some pirates in the Dark Water, but this is not a Pirates of Darkwater game.
Oh, okay.
90s cartoon show. It's pretty good too.
And yeah, there seems to be like spooky stuff happening with like monsters and stuff, and you get you get guns as well. That's like all things I haven't really done because, as I said, I kind of want to be kept in the dark for this. And you can't
Very
do
funny.
private games right now, so I would need to play with other people, I think, because they won't let me do passwords and stuff. And I don't know, I don't really care for playing with randoms. I'm just not into it, especially with games like
Yeah, this is the kind of game that you get griefed pretty hard.
But yeah, I don't know. Didn't let me host a game with a password. I don't know why. Unless I flamed something up. That could be on me. Oh, James says you can. Okay, maybe I just did. The password was like grayed out for me. Oh, maybe this was like password for joining another game. I didn't think about that. It just didn't let me click it, so I just got confused maybe. But yeah, I want to play this on stream with some people because I think it'll be really fun. And I did not want to spoil myself further. So I know what the game is about. You can do private games when you host a game. The password is on top. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it just confused me then, I guess. Fair enough. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing like a stream of this one evening and just check it out and see what's up, because this is like a prime game to just play with some people and stream it. I think that could be very fun. And James has basically said he would do it because he recommended the game to me, so he has to play with us. So we just need one more guy. I think it's a team of 4, I'm pretty sure. So yeah,
I'm trying to see how much it is before I volunteer.
Well, that's the demo. You can play the demo.
Oh, the demo you can play multiplayer. Okay.
You can only play multiplayer, actually.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's just a join game or host game, at least currently. But yeah, we should check out that demo at some point and play around with it. I don't know, maybe next week or something. We'll see. I'll let you guys know, but I think it'll be rather fun one evening. Someone said we should play Repo. It's similar and can be really funny. I saw Markiplier play that with the boys. That looks quite fun. No, wait, hang on. I think I'm... No, that wasn't a game, right? Hang on. YouTube. I've read so many game titles recently that I just get confused. Repo game. No, that's the one. Repo. Yeah. That one looks quite fun.
I've not played Repo.
Mark.
Oh,
let me double check if I'm crazy or not. Wait, didn't they play Repo? Hang on.
I don't know.
Wait. Markiplier. Did I? Oh no, they played the Headliners. That's a completely different game.
Another Lethal Company like.
Pretty much, yeah. That one is quite fun because you have to make pictures of like big like monsters and stuff that happen, and then you get like points for gore in the picture, or if there's multiple people, or if they're close to the enemy and stuff. I don't know how long these games stay fun though, because they are quite similar to Lethal Company, just with a little bit of a different gameplay loop. Wait, but
someone bought me Lethal Company and I never actually played it. I've seen people play it, but I've not played it myself at any point.
Right.
So
right.
To answer Pip at 911's question, Aero GPX actually we covered on the last Steam Next Fest Demos Forge, the F-Zero like.
Yeah, that one is awesome. Yeah. Is that out by now?
I believe so, yeah.
Ooh.
I think it came out not long after the last Steam Next Fest, but I mean, I'm assuming the demo is probably still around.
Right.
Actually, did I buy it? I don't know. But I guess with the wrench that you were holding in that one, yeah, it looks like it's out. Let's see if it's early access or okay, yeah, it's early access, but it is available. In addition to there being a demo, so if you like F-Zero, Aero GPX is definitely one to check out. It's AERO.
Nice.
But yeah, the wrench that you were holding kind of reminded me of BioShock, and if you play that Twisted Tower trailer there, this game is very BioShock-like. It's 3D Realms, and from the information I've gotten from our now frequent guest, Miss Slaughter, apparently 3D Realms has screwed a bunch of people who pre-ordered collector's editions of games that they just didn't make and then kept the money for.
Oh.
So I guess business wise, I guess maybe temper your expectation for Twisted Tower if that stuff gets under your skin. But I gotta say, playing the demo, this game is pretty good. It's very similar in aesthetics to BioShock and kind of similar in format, but it also doesn't really play like BioShock, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's the shooting. The shooting seems like your primary means of dealing damage. I didn't really get any abilities or anything like that, but eventually, if you play through at least to the end of the first floor, because it's a tower, and basically you're fighting to get pass cards for the elevator to bring you up to the next floor. And towards the end of the first floor, you do get this grapple hook thing that, funny enough, plays almost exactly like the hook shot in Ocarina of Time, which I have been fiddling around with. And I might actually play Ocarina of Time for my birthday stream on Thursday.
Ooh.
It's kind of not 100% sure what I should play, but yeah, I figured 120 FPS Ocarina of Time might be a cool one to do. But yeah, it's neat though, and I think that the combat feels pretty good. It's challenging enough that you really got to keep on your toes, but it's also not like you're instantly dead immediately kind of thing. So you find food in the environment, and you can just hit F to like eat a snack. Again, I had a weird tismy thing that seemed like a glitch where, despite the fact that I was playing a mouse and keyboard, I think because I had a controller plugged in, it was giving me controller indications for how to do things. So yeah, I had to just constantly be looking in the controller settings menu to see what my keybinds were, but it was pretty good. And yeah, it had a kind of a neat premise where you guys wake up and you see that your girlfriend has left you a note saying that she's left you for a guy that makes more money, and you get an invitation saying that you can just win a whole bunch of money if you come to this Twisted Tower and complete the challenge. I guess I'm giving a little bit of a spoiler here, so plug your ears for a couple seconds. But what you find out, it was actually not her that wrote that. It was the guy who runs this place, and he actually has her captured at the top of the tower. So you're trying to save your girlfriend from crazy, not Andrew Ryan. Yeah, but I'd say Twisted Tower is definitely one that's worth checking out.
All right, cool.
Although I guess pirated if you want to protest against 3D realms.
Yeah, it looks a bit movements happening here, a bit more actiony movement with like sliding and a little bit of wall running apparently. So
yeah, I didn't have wall running in the demo. The hook shot, I'm calling it the hook shot. I think it's called the harpoon.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't change the gameplay dramatically because you're not like hooking all around the environment like crazy. It's specific points, again, like not unlike Ocarina of Time's grapple points. Although I guess there you can kind of hook onto wood, so I don't know. Maybe there's more flexibility you can do with it later on, but I thought that it was quite good from what I played. And unlike BioShock, I guess because you don't have abilities, ammo is pretty plentiful. So while you do have this mallet that does pretty good damage actually, and the upgrades for each of the weapons seem to be pretty easy to acquire too. Like they're not insanely expensive. I don't know if that's just for the demo. Mm-hmm. But I was able to get all the weapons that are available in the demo at least fully upgraded.
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, and so but you're incentivized to do things like hunt around the environment, open up drawers and things like that, like you would in BioShock. And because you have a mallet, there's little presents around that if you smash them with the mallet, there's sometimes things in there. And and pumpkins. There's pumpkins everywhere, and you can smash the pumpkins.
Smashing pumpkins.
The world is a vampire.
Yeah, sounds fun. Check it out if you'd like to. Alundra 2 for birthday stream, Metal recommends. I never played that game, only bought it, and then I didn't play it because
already been Metal's birthday? I feel like it was.
No,
like recently, right?
That was for you. You should play Alundra 2. I recommend that game, allegedly, even though I never played it. Because I play.
I haven't exactly settled on what I'm going to play. I'm just going to do the things I have to do during the day, and then maybe stream on my channel at night, and hopefully have an okay birthday. I'm going out with a couple buddies in Toronto on the Friday though, and I've not drank alcohol in a very long time, so I feel like I might be just like on the floor for a good chunk of Saturday. Or I'll have like 2 beers and be like, yeah, I'm gonna stay mostly sober at this point because
I just had alcohol not a little over 24 hours ago.
yeah, I've been on a big sobriety kick lately.
Yeah. Well, we did the birthday celebration we meant to do like 2 weeks ago, but then everybody got sick, so we had to move that. Went to play laser tag and then got drunk at my friendo's place. It was great. I don't have a good segue, so I'm just gonna click on one of these random tabs and see which one this is. Well, it looks like we're doing Kazan.
Oh, okay. This one actually I played today.
The first Berserker. I played it yesterday. I already forgot. I've played so many games. Stupid YouTube, stop breaking.
I think this one's pretty good.
Where's the flames? Click. There you go.
Actually, what's the team that made it? Because I mean, it's definitely not priced like an indie game, but
hang on, this.
It's got kind of an anime-ish art style to it. Like there is cell shading, but it's much more subtle than say the Mech Knights Legends demo.
It is a little bit cell shaded. There's a bit of a style. I mean, you can just see it here. It looks like this. My brain just stopped mid sentence. It looked like this. I played this for like 30 minutes. I don't have any strong feelings towards it one way or another.
I played.
The thing is, this might be
over an hour.
This might be.
Did you fight the first boss?
I don't think there was like a proper boss. So I didn't get to a proper boss. I think. Just mini bosses. I would imagine.
Nexon published it. Okay. Neopol is the dev.
The thing is, I think I'm still like kind of burnt out on these kind of games.
Souls games, yeah.
Because
and I think that I would probably be much more excited about this if I wasn't in a similar boat. But I do like how this game plays. I think it's got an interesting mix of Dark Souls stamina with the more kind of Lies of P, Sekiro parrying system, like stagger bars and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I did find that lack of stamina was constantly screwing me. So I think that if you're going to play this game, upgrading your endurance stat would be a pretty good idea. But yeah, I thought the parrying was pretty responsive and good, and it does a decent job of making you feel like when you get hit, it is your fault. Maybe with the exception of the archers are kind of a pain in the ass because they'll just regularly be shooting at you as you're trying to engage with another enemy, and even if you're behind that other enemy, the arrow will go through that enemy and hit you.
Oh, okay.
So you do need to not be in the middle of an attack when that happens. You need to either dodge or block. But yeah, it's neat. I got up to where you get the big great sword. And,
okay.
Fought the great sword challenge arena enemies and then stopped not long after that. But apparently if you play this demo and then buy the game, your progress does carry over. So this is the kind of game that I think if I've got a hankering for kind of a Souls type experience and I find this on sale, I might just pick it up and resume my playthrough. I think it is good enough that I would play it. I guess I'm not really hankering for a Souls game right now.
Yeah.
Also, it's not cheap. It's a full price game.
Oh, okay.
Or it's what probably should be full price. It's the $60 USD price point.
So I could see this ending up on the Game Pass at some point. I don't know. It just feels that's a game that would end up there. But yeah, I didn't even get super far. Like I didn't get to any of like the abilities or whatever. So I just did the basic combat and. Yeah, I mean, the parrying is quite responsive. It feels pretty forgiving for the most part. As soon as you know the enemy, how they attack, you can time it quite well. If you do a perfectly timed dodge, you get like a special dodge, but I wasn't entirely sure what that actually did because it didn't like freeze time or whatever. It's just you have like a little.
I don't know that I ever successfully executed one of the perfect dodges.
Oh, I did a couple of times.
I did do a lot of parrying, but
I don't know if that just gets you further away from the enemy or something. I didn't quite figure it out yet. Probably would need to look into it more. But yeah, I mean, I also like the art style, a little bit cell shaded and anime style.
But it doesn't go too hard with it. Although you can actually only really notice that it's got a very anime art style when cutscenes start and you can see the characters' faces. The cell shading is very, very subtle, and I think it's a pretty good mix of standard kind of texturing with a little bit of the anime cell shading look. And I think that it's pretty good. I think that it's also kind of funny that I noticed someone mentions here the demo difficulty is limited to normal. You actually can pick the difficulty after you fight the first boss.
Oh, okay.
So it's like there is an easy mode, but you actually have to kill a boss in order to get to the easy mode, which I found that kind of funny.
That's interesting. Yeah. How long did you play this for then? Roundabout?
A little over an hour. I think 71 minutes is my Steam game time.
Yeah.
And I sort of thought I'd stop right after the first boss, but pressed on a little further, and that's usually a pretty good sign that I wasn't like, okay, boss done, I'm out, delete. Like, I was like, oh no, I'll play this a bit more.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm surprised it goes further than the first boss. It's quite a lengthy demo. Not bad.
I did not get to the end of the demo at the very least. So there's more for me to play without paying money if I do so choose.
Demo's 2 levels, about 3 hours worth of play. That's a good demo. That's pretty good. Yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah.
I think Liza P was similar. You got 2 bosses in the Liza P demo. The ends at the Steel Watchman guy.
Yeah, I would definitely, if you want to play a Souls-like game, give this one a look. I don't hate it or anything. I'm just like, I played for 30 minutes. Like, yeah, okay, it's a Souls-like game. I just don't care right now.
I mean, that was kind of what happened with me in Black Myth Wukong. But if you notice, actually, there's a couple of sequences where you can see on screen there's yellow diamonds that build up in the middle. Those actually become javelins, so you can hold the left trigger and then with the right trigger throw. Well, I mean, with control type B, which I would recommend switching to because it's better than control type A. They actually do pretty heavy damage, and you gain more of them by killing enemies, or maybe just doing damage to enemies. Yeah. So there's a few systems in there that are kind of unique. One thing I did like too is you gain a little bit of effectively souls while attempting a boss, and if you die, you can recover the souls that you lost, or I think they're called lacrima here.
Yeah.
Outside the boss room, and then level yourself up. So if you're constantly losing to a boss, you will still be getting stronger as long as you take the time to pick up your souls. And
you also don't need to press a button to pick them up. You just get them when you walk through, which I'm a big fan of.
That's good. There's never a situation in which you would not want to pick up your souls.
But also, of course, they couldn't help themselves. You can't pause the game, from what I could tell. The game moves on.
Also true, yeah.
Get rid of this trend, please. Let me pause my fucking game.
Yeah, some of us have situational disabilities.
Sometimes I just need to get my diarrhea dookies out right now while I'm fighting a boss, okay? So I want to pause the game.
Yeah, I mean, like, also because I didn't see any indications that there's multiplayer things happening in this game. So I mean, realistically, the no pausing is a little silly.
Well, it's just like because Dark Souls did that back in the day. So, yeah, they keep that going. Yeah. Even though Sekiro, you could pause that. So I don't know. I don't know.
Sekiro is arguably the hardest one. So.
Oh god, I love Sekiro. Give me more Sekiro. Please, devs, pause the game. Metal needs to PP. Exactly.
Yeah, I actually wonder if you ever think we're going to get another Sekiro game? Because, I mean, that would involve FromSoft having to work with Activision again, which now is Microsoft. And
I mean, just fucking call it something else and do the same-ish mechanics.
I mean,
I don't need it to...
Sekiro was a Tenchu game that they ended up calling something else, so...
Yeah. I'd say it's more Neo-like than a Souls-like, but Neo is also
I
Souls-like, isn't
mean,
it?
kind of, yeah, but Neo's structure is a lot different. Granted, like maybe once you get to the end of the second boss, it goes out to like a map screen where you can then pick to go to a bunch of different missions, whereas this had like shortcuts that you can
Hmm.
unlock and that whole deal. So more Dark Souls than Neo, I'd say, from a structural standpoint.
Okay. Maybe one day I'll play through the Neo games again. I'll give them another try, but they just never grab me. I don't really know why. Because I
I beat
like
the
the
first one.
combat. I think the combat was really cool, but I just never. I could never be bothered to continue for some reason.
I mean, I think like a lot of these action games either click with you or they don't
Hmm.
in a lot of cases. And I think that sometimes there's an intangibility to that. Like you can't really put your finger on why one of them didn't draw you in as much as another one did. Like Lies of P just really, really hooked me hard, and I played it several times over. Whereas this one, it's like, yeah, it hooked me enough that I can see myself playing it. But if I don't, I don't know that I'm going to lose sleep over it. Whereas Black Myth Wukong was one where I tried to play it quite a few times, and it just never really grabbed me. I was never really that into it, even though a lot of people think it's like the best game that came out last year. And I'm not even saying they're wrong. It's just, well, I don't know. There's something about it that
Mm.
just didn't compel me to play it.
Yeah, that happens. That happens for sure. I mean, the reason I didn't play it is because I was busy with other things. Then I got the flu, so there's a couple of games that had to drop off the wayside for me, unfortunately. Because
Yeah.
now I'm doing my Last of Us arc, and that's probably gonna take me another couple of hundreds of streams or whatever. Because I think like The Last of Us Part 2 is like 25 hours long or something. Uh, yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
busy
a
with
lot
that.
of it's walking around talking to people and
Hmm.
being unable to progress until you press X to hear more things.
Cool, cool. So yeah, if you want a Souls like action RPG fix, I would say you go check that out. The 3 hour demo
Yeah.
is good time to play. So you
Yeah, I
go
mean,
check
it
it
is
out.
at least worth checking out the demo, I think, for this one.
Yeah,
It's good enough that I do not feel like you will feel that you've wasted your time.
exactly. Do you have another one in the chamber, or should I go ahead?
Oh no, I almost kind of thought of one of this one as mine. We could
Oh,
do
okay.
the other one that is sort of a big popular game that was also the other one I played today. Oh,
Okay.
ah, I just unmuted my thing and didn't actually type for the thing.
I just finished a Lies of P run. I
Um,
did 1,300 push-ups as a death punishment. Nice.
well, push-ups are a good thing to do. It's a good calisthenics workout.
Oh, we got a DLC for
Um,
that in September, right?
it's a very short trailer. I might
I'm
find
hype.
another one, but here you can throw this in
I
here
mean,
so
I
we
had
have
one that was
something up.
13 seconds long earlier. Nobody noticed. So.
And actually, speaking of From Software likes, I suppose this is along those same lines.
Right. Oh,
Let's just
Mecha Break. I
update a
heard
second
about
trailer.
this. I actually have not checked that one out. Mechanicos
I did,
Breakiros.
and it is fun. I think that it's another one where it might either click with you or it doesn't. It's got it like I don't want to say it plays like Armored Core because it kind of doesn't. It just looks like it does, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And there's elements of hey, you have weapons that you can equip in different formations and switch between them, which is I guess kind of neat. It definitely looks really, really good and runs quite well. I was getting around 100 to 110 FPS at pretty much all times. It's a bit weird that when it then cuts to a cinematic, it looks like they're sub 30 FPS pre-renders, which I
Mm-hmm.
was like, why? Why does it do this?
Why would they?
It seems like a
Why the
strange choice.
pre-renders? That's weird.
Well, I mean, because the only reason I say pre-renders is because it just said locked 120 FPS while the cinematics were running, and they were lower resolution and very much were not running at 120 FPS. So I'm
Right.
assuming it's just a video is playing at that point. Maybe so if people on really low-end hardware are playing this game, it at least has a standard that it goes to. But then I was like, if you're gonna just play a video, why not just have it look really nice, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But
this
yeah,
this looks quite exciting to play. It might be. It looks like
yeah,
it's
and
really fun.
multiplayer as well. I thought that one thing that was a bit weird about it is after I played a couple of missions, I found there wasn't a way to quit the game. I had to end up Alt F4ing. I don't know where the quit button is in this game, but it didn't seem to let me access it. Um, but yeah, you make a character at the beginning or select from a pre-made. I hear that when I didn't die at any point while I was playing this, that's not a flex. I just hear that when your mech explodes, there's like an eject animation, and if you picked one of the waifu models, there's like a whole ton of jiggle physics that occurs. I've just seen Twitter clips of that, and
That's the
it
only
looks
thing
pretty
I've
funny.
seen about the game, and that's
Yeah,
it's like okay,
but
cool.
I'd say that like it's fun. It's definitely not nearly as difficult as Armored Core
Uh-huh.
or skill based, and I think maybe because it's a multiplayer game that has, I guess, like some Helldivers ish elements where you can like call in supply drops and things. You don't have to do like the stratagem inputs or anything,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you'll walk around your I don't know if it's a ship or just your base afterwards, and you get to see your waifu model if you make a waifu. You can make a dude as well, but I figured, well, I mean, one of the things this game seems to be selling itself on is the waifu, so I shall be playing as a waifu.
Well,
And
are they
yeah,
selling you on this, or is it just internet people who are like, look, this game is good because sorry, I'm just
I
annoyed
mean,
that this
it's
is the only thing people talk
probably
about.
more so that, and I guess I didn't want to not have the waifu experience as a thing I
Oh,
could
of
talk about
course.
here if it was really over the top. Although maybe I don't know if I picked a dude and like does this like butt jiggle as well, or
Yeah.
is it just the female characters? Like I
Listen, I'm
don't
fine with
know.
that. I like boobs and waifus, I do. But can we also talk about the rest of the game, please?
Well, yeah, and I
Because
mean like
if I want to
I
look at
think that
waifus, I know websites where I can do that without buying a
also true.
game.
But well, I mean, I actually don't know if it is going to be free to play when it actually launches, but it is like the demo at least is free, and the gameplay is pretty fun. You can do all sorts of the Armored Core like jumping and boosting. You do have an energy meter that doesn't really seem like it limits you all that much, so I don't think you really need to be worried too much about stamina. I never really found myself unable to boost or jump when I needed to. Um, the I don't know what can I say about this. You can the shooting is a bit strange in that it's all lock targeting, so you
Okay.
just kind of charge up the cannon that you have. I only had one gun weapon, and then I eventually got these rocket launcher pods from one of the supply drops. But you kind of get a target in your massive reticle in the middle of the screen, and then it'll just auto target one that you will be shooting. One thing I did like is the plasma cannon, or I think that's what it's called, the basic rifle thing that you get. If
Mm-hmm.
you kill one of the weaker enemies while you're still firing a volley of it, it will automatically switch to another target and not make you lock on again or waste a whole bunch of ammo. Because
Right.
you kind of just you fire a whole bunch of rounds at a time, and almost like it's burst fire, but I don't know. It's a little bit tough to explain, but if you play it for like 2 minutes, you'll know exactly what I mean.
Okay.
I guess my point is for shooting, you don't have to have like super precise aim or anything like that, and the swords do kind of boost you over to the enemies pretty well. Not like from across the map. You have to get to a decent distance of them. You've got a shield that works quite well, and I believe you actually can almost kind of parry with it as well, even though I wasn't getting a whole lot of
Mm-hmm.
bonuses from the parries. But yeah, I think that like it seems like a fun kind of multiplayer mecha shooter that runs well enough, and yeah, and I think that there might be something here that people would really dig outside of just boobs.
Yes. Obviously, nice addition.
I mean, yeah,
Not complaining.
can't hurt.
You won't see me
Oh, I guess
complain
it's a
about
bit funny
boobs.
that it's a rated E for everyone game in that context. I mean, I guess there's no blood, but
Yeah.
you'd figure just the amount of shooting and things blowing up, it would be T rated.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. What else do I have here? I've got Dragonkin the Banished.
Yeah, I'm going to be listening, but I'm also going to run to the washroom again.
Okay. So, I'm looking for the button. There we go. So this one is a bit of a Diablo-like again, which you can immediately see. Even though this one is pretty easy to is much easier to play on like a controller. I thought this was a controller game, so I started playing with it, and it feels like it's made for it. So yeah, you got like a couple of classes here. This is actually a hero reveal trailer, I just realized, but you can still see some gameplay. You get to play the prologue, where you get like fully leveled up characters with like good, I don't know, with like good gear and everything, and just tells you a little bit of the beginning of the story. And there's a lot of obviously the game is called Dragonkin, so you get a lot of dragon stuff. You get to fight dragons in the prologue, and from what I understand, the all the characters you get to play have like some kind of dragon blood in them or something. So that's where you get all the powers you have from, like the magic and whatnot. And yeah, you just go around and annihilate a lot of enemies and loot stuff and get experience points and have fun. I mean, it just feels really fun to play because the enemies have like ragdolls as well. So if like a bash attack, like a big shield bash, you get to yeet them across the arena or something, which is quite fun. How many classes? I think it's 4 classes, at least in the demo. So you don't really get to customize any of them from the get-go. You just have a little. It's a bit of a restricted demo. You get to play the gameplay loop and whatever. And after you play the prologue, you basically get thrown into the end game, where you do like end game maps, much like in Path of Exile and stuff.
How does this compare to Path of Exile?
It's a bit different. Path of Exile is probably much more complicated with the skills, but I haven't really looked at the skills yet because I don't think you can really
like
switch.
Gameplay wise, do you think there's any reason someone should play this if they're working on PoE too?
I don't know. This feels a bit more arcadey from what I played. Because you can. I played with the controller and worked really well.
Yeah, so does Path of Exile.
I haven't tried that with controller. I don't know how that would work.
Very well. Very well. I would
Okay.
say as well or better than Diablo 4, which off the bat, like, you say what you will about Diablo 4, but the controller gameplay in it was pretty well done.
But from the way this plays, this reminds me more of I think Gauntlet was the game where you have like a bit like twin stick mechanics almost. I don't think you have those here, but this feels easier. But this could also be because you get like all the end game stuff immediately, so you don't get to customize a lot yet. So you don't get eased into
twin stick. That twin stick actually is a thing in Path of Exile too, because you can aim your attacks with the right stick.
Yeah, I guess that still counts. Yeah.
The auto aim's pretty good, so you don't have to all the time, but there are certain situations in which I really want to hit that enemy over there with this ability, and having the right stick is handy for those situations.
Right. But yeah, I think you can like combine attacks and then they do different things, but I haven't quite figured it out yet because all you get is like a couple of short like text messages, and I don't know if it's like the greatest idea to let you play the demo with a fully decked out character and then you get like a character that's half decked out and do endgame stuff, because I don't really understand the mechanics yet. That's like the thing. I don't know how to do anything like properly yet, but you get to play the general game, and this comes out in March 6th already, so it's almost out anyway.
That would be my birthday.
True, yeah. So yeah, I think it's really fun. I might check it out when it not when it comes out. I'm busy with other things. See, that's what I mean. It's too much things coming out right now. But yeah, check out the demo. See if you like it. I found the combat quite satisfying. It was very responsive. It looks nice, like all the spells look really cool. And you get to play a dragon mommy if you want to. So if you're into that, that's a plus too, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. I played it for like 40 minutes, tried out one of the endgame maps and got obliterated because I don't really understand the game fully yet. But yeah, I mean, I can't really compare it to Path of Exile right now because I don't have a good understanding of this game quite yet. What I can tell you about Path of Exile 2 is that the end game is super overtuned, and I haven't played it in 2 weeks because of that.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played it too. I did not hit my goal of getting to level 80, which I mapped out my character up to level 80, and I'm like, okay, once this happens, my poison damage is going to be insane. But I didn't make it. I've been distracted by other things.
It's Path of Exile 2 is quite kind of frustrating in the end game because I can clear the maps up to till like tier 15. Tier 15 is a bit challenging, but I can still do it. But if I do any of the special things like breaches, even like when I go back to like tier 9, it's just so annoying because I get surrounded, and as soon as I have to reload my Witch Hunter bow, crossbow is what they call it. I don't know why I said it that way. I just die because I can't dodge anywhere, even though my build is quite good at getting rid of the masses, but it's not enough. It's still not enough. I'm also
a Witch Hunter, and I do use a bow.
I did use the trading to get a specific item to make my build better. And it's quite good, but I don't know, these breaches are just impossible, almost impossible for me to do. I have to get a good spawn for the breach, so I don't just get surrounded immediately. The problem is I have to do the breaches to get breach rings, because I need those for my build, because they give me more lightning damage. But if I can't pull off the breaches, I will not be getting any of those items. And the thing is, I don't just want to trade all the items I need, because then I don't really have a reason to continue playing this. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. There might be a reset coming with the new big update, so I'm probably going to wait for that and just make a new character. So, yeah. That's my small endgame rant on Path of Exile. It's really frustrating.
Then I will be ahead of you.
No! Well, the thing is, I really like playing Path of Exile, like after I did work and stuff, and then just chill out for a bit and do some maps. But right now, I'm just like, I don't wanna. I'm just gonna wait a little bit, because if there's gonna be a reset, I'm not gonna start a new character now. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Oh
wait,
well.
Resets? Do they like get rid of your character entirely?
Yeah, like a proper reset.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's gonna be heartbreaking. I don't know if I'm ever gonna play the game again.
Well, it's not. There are gonna be new characters with the patch as well. So, I mean, I'm gonna be going back and play it again.
Okay.
I would have started the new character already, but if that reset actually comes, it doesn't really make any sense to start a new one now and then just lose it immediately. Anyway, Drankin, I would say go check it out. It's quite fun to play, but we'll see how the full game pans out.
Yeah. Now, I cannot find a trailer for the game that I posted somebody's gameplay of in the chat, because I don't know why, but it seems like they did not pick a title that is very easily searchable, even though it doesn't seem to be like something that should be all that difficult to search. This game is called The Ballest of Them All.
The Ballest of Them All. Okay.
And it kind of reminds me of a game that was one of the first Xbox Live Arcade games that I got on 360 called Marble Blast Ultra, which is kind of like Marble Madness, but it's fully 3D and kind of zen while you're playing it. Like it's you're really just trying to get through what are effectively platforming challenges by rolling this ball and kind of having a handle on what the physics are like and what the different things that you hit into will do to the ball's trajectory. You can actually jump with it as well, but the jump's just kind of a little hop. And this is a track that I actually didn't get to. I think you maybe have to do better in some of the levels. So I think of the 3 maps that are available at the beginning, I got silver on 2 of them and gold on 1. And then I guess if this level, which is apparently level 4, is available, apparently you need more than 1 gold medal to get to it. And I didn't, but I did have a good time playing it, to the point that when I got like a bronze, I was like, I think I can get silver, and went through it, and it's just kind of a nice one to play. And reminded me of Marble Blast that I have pretty fond memories of.
Nice.
I don't have too much to say to it because honestly, what you're seeing right now is pretty much the game with just various different tracks that all seem to be within the same stadium arena. So I get the impression this was probably another one that likely had a pretty small development team and might just be one dude fiddling around with some physics engines, but it was enough that I put, I think, a pretty okay amount of time into this game for like a simple demo that I thought only had 3 levels. Oh god, 13 minutes? That felt like so much longer. Is that accurate? Man, like in my head, I was playing this for at least an hour, but I guess because the tracks are so short, you can do a lot of attempts and apparently a pretty short amount of time.
Sounds like you were tripping balls.
I wasn't though. Like I said, I've been pretty much totally sober for like 3 months now.
Yeah, but my epic...
I only say pretty much because sometimes I drink too much coffee.
But I did an epic pun, and that all that matters. Yeah. Don't booby, I was right. Yeah, I mean, those simple puzzle games, they're quite fun.
It's rolling a ball around game. It's not exactly a Souls-like, rogue-like action RPG with waifus and jiggle physics, but, you know, there was something to it in that apparently 13 minutes of game time to me felt like I was really engaged for a significant amount of time.
Well, there you go.
Like, honestly, that when I saw that Steam playtime, that surprised me because I'm like, what? Seriously? I probably played each of those 3 tracks like 10, 15 times each. But I guess like I was shooting for the 20-second time. So I guess that'll give you an idea of how long each run takes. And
right.
Resets pretty quickly too when you fail.
So, I now have the Unreal Engine game I was talking about earlier, or
delightful.
Hinted at. Solasta 2. I don't remember if anyone recommended that to me or if I just randomly found it, but it's basically like one of these games that play like Divinity or Baldur's Gate, and the way they do like combat and stuff. So they use the D&D mechanics and everything. I played it for like half an hour or something. You get like thrown into somewhere in the game, and you get to do a little bit of stuff in the town. They show you that you can buy stuff and can do bartering and everything. I mean, it's yeah. That's you go around, talk to people. I can't talk to like the writing or anything. I talked to like a couple of people, and there was a little bit of clunky dialogue happening because you get into the town and they're like, you need to talk to this lady. And it's like, all right, let's go talk to the lady. And you get to her, and then she just talks to herself like, oh man, I hope this character is okay. And man, is this dragons again? And then your conversations with her start, and it's like, hey, what did you say about dragons? Like, you didn't need to write it that way. You were about to talk to her anyway. You can just get into that, you know, naturally. So that was a little bit of weird thing. But yeah, I just went around. It's like, yeah, you can buy stuff. You can barter. You have like all the different abilities. You go around, and they do the standard where you try to do some lockpicking, and you roll a d20 dice, and do like you won the roll, and now you get to open this chest, or you find a thing, or you get 10% of stuff you can buy because you're sympathetic. You know, the classics. It seems to be a 4-person team you can build. You get a pre-made team in this one, so I assume when you get to play the game fully, you just make your own character and then you find companions on the way, or you get to do a team from the get-go. I'm not sure. Yeah. And then you get to the combat, and yeah, you get like an encounter, and then you go into turn-based mode where you have all the buttons you can do. Yeah, so you can see the classic burning hands and slash people. I mean, I guess if you played games like this, the the spells will sound rather familiar to you, like smite, smiting someone, or righteous smite, or whatever they call it. They use quite the they mostly use the same kind of attacks and stuff for names. And you have action points. You go around. You can move a certain way, and then you have the bonus ones that you get for free every turn. You can do ice, lightning, fire. Yeah, I mean that's basically it. There was more demo left, but I got the gist of it. The thing is, I don't mainly play these for the combat because these games often have should have a pretty interesting story to play through and some characters. The thing is, when you get thrown in a random place in the game with a pre-made party, I don't even know anything about these people, so the chatter they do along the way is I don't know if I don't know what this means, or I don't know if they're just being annoying right now, or if they do this all the time and it fits their character. It's I don't know. But yeah, if you play Divinity or Baldur's Gate, it's a game of that sort. And yeah, it's Unreal Engine 5, and my GPU immediately was okay, I'm gonna give this everything I have. It's no. It did put it on epic settings for me immediately. If I put it down to high, it did play at 80 FPS without any stuttering or whatever. So it's not the worst one, but it still took 100% of my GPU, which is ridiculous. But it looks pretty good.
I think, now that I'm seeing the title, because I went to the washroom, but I think this is one that I meant to play, but I didn't actually end up getting around to.
Yeah, I just played it briefly. There's probably more to it. Yeah, I mean, that's basically it. If you played any of the other games, this seems to be pretty similar. And I haven't seen anything deeper in the mechanics. I don't know if you can do crazy things like in Divinity, where you throw a chest with a ton of items in there, and then you deal 2,000 damage because it's so heavy. I don't know if you can do that here. I didn't see any of that yet, but might be able to do that. I don't know. And again, I'd have no clue
about
like
a great way to play Dungeons and Dragons if you don't have friends.
Yeah. And yeah, it seems to hog resources because it's Unreal Engine 5. But at least this one is an Unreal Engine 5 game that seems... I mean, look at this. This looks rather good. It looks actually pretty darn good. And it still runs, at a constant frame rate over 60 FPS, at least for me, with my 6,800 Radeon. So, not the worst one that's out there for UE5. But,
yeah, I have seen good uses of UE5. It's not like all UE5 games are immediately bad. It's just I get very nervous when big AAA studios are yeah, we're going all in on Unreal Engine 5, because I know that they're going to want to make the game look crazy, and UE5 seems to have a bit of an issue balancing fidelity and performance.
Yeah. I think Ninja Gaiden 2 Black Edition was with some kind of UE5, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it ran pretty well. I have no complaints on that. So someone just asked me if I watched Elimination Chamber. I did actually last night because I was tired all day from drinking the day before, and then when it got to the late evening, I was wide awake because I guess I went to bed too late. So my body was like, "Guess we'll stay up now." So yeah, I actually watched it until 5 a.m. because I also went back and just watched the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match, and then the main event. Pretty decent show. I liked it. So I'm not gonna spoil the ending for you because something fun happens that I'm a big fan of.
I think actually I just got that you were talking about wrestling, and I believe I had the ending spoiled for me, even though I'm not really a wrestling guy.
I mean, it was probably the biggest thing that happened on the show, because that's something people were wondering if that ever happens, and now it did happen. Actually, makes me want to watch WrestleMania now, which I'm probably going to do. Not probably, I will.
It's certainly something people are twittering about.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. Anyway, go check out that game on the demo thingies on the Steam. And maybe you like it and want to pick it up. And that was my second to last game that I have to talk about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I guess I can make this one my second to last too, because
Mm.
I think now we're getting into the games that I wasn't crazy about. Although the last one I saved that actually is getting better. It's one that I played the demo of a while ago, and
Oh,
I'll save.
interesting.
I'll keep that one in my back pocket for the end. But
Nice.
this one is Second Circle,
Second
and
circle. Okay.
it seems like a game that could be good, but it doesn't feel great to play right now. It's a movement shooter, I guess. Shooter might be not the best word for it, but it seems to have like a style system that's kind of like Devil May Cry-ish. You run on walls, you have a grappling hook, and you've got a sequence of like melee attacks and a crossbow that you use that you can combine in some pretty neat ways. Where I think this game kind of falls apart is the enemy AI is almost non-existent. Very often the enemies will just kind of be standing there and
Okay.
letting you damage them, but then they'll all kind of attack you at the same time, and then you die. The grappling feels pretty good, but the wall run doesn't quite feel sticky enough right now. Like it seems like sometimes I would just jump at a wall and it would be like, nope, you're not wall running now. One thing that was kind of neat, you can see it in a bit of this footage. Is if you hit an enemy with the crossbow, you get a little reticle on it, and then if you melee attack right away, it'll zoom you to the enemy that you marked. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes enemies are a little bit out of reach, and the crossbow itself doesn't do all that much damage. So that's a neat way to kind of combine things. I think the enemies, considering the type of game, are very tanky. Like they have a lot of health that doesn't seem like it's really conducive to running around really fast and doing all sorts of movement stuff. I think if anything, they should just have more enemies spawn in and make you fight more of them, as opposed to making it take like 50 sword swings to kill one person.
Right.
I don't get the impression this is a big team game either. So, I don't want to go that hard on it, but because it's also got like a very kind of simplistic art style where
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone is almost like a wireframe, low poly, glowing colored object. But yeah, I don't know. This is one of the ones that I checked out, and I was like, I guess this could be okay if they do a lot of work on it. But right now, I don't think it'll do a whole lot for you.
Yeah. I mean, if you, it looks like some of the animations are rather stiff as well when like the swing happens and stuff like that. But yeah, seems to be, as you said, a very low, not low effort, like a small team.
Small team, yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
But I mean, hey, like I guess I also figured that we shouldn't only talk about the games that are awesome here. Like the ones that are like, yeah, there's a kernel of a good idea here, but I don't know that they've executed it.
I mean, I just randomly picked some. I didn't get to any of the like super. I guess the Iron Convoy one was one of the ones, but yeah.
Yeah, Fumes was pretty good too.
Also, yeah, I just found that the Iron Convoy people are the ones that actually put the demo under the tweet I did, so that's fun.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, and someone else actually recommended the last one I have, and I'm very happy they did because I really liked it.
Yeah, I think actually I saw that on your tweet, and I think that's why I intended to download and play it. I just, when I was downloading a bunch of demos, I think I didn't remember.
Oh, that's the last that was also on the tweet. Yeah, I got like 3 games from there. Oh, well, there you go. Because the last one was also recommended to me, and that's one of the ones that I enjoyed the most as well. Which I guess we're gonna get into now. Because the last game I played, not the last one I'm going to talk about today, is Tempest Rising. And this game made me very happy.
Ooh.
Because I played so much Command and Conquer back in the day, especially like Red Alert 2 and stuff like that. This very much has the spirit of these games, because it is an RTS game where you have the Global Defense Force GDF versus the Tempest Dynasty. So the big evilmen versus the Global Defense Force goodmen. I assume they're the goodmen. That's how you portrayed. But as you can see, you build stuff. You get like all the things you would like about Command and Conquer. Oh, it's just, I don't know, it just makes me very happy. You have hang on, let me go to the UI again. So if you look at this will probably look like super familiar immediately. You have the energy bar right here next to the map. You have the map, obviously. You have you get buildings, defenses, infantry, vehicle, aerial, and it just feels so good. You build silos. You collect Tempest, which is definitely not Tiberium or any of the other resources from before. You build a refinery. You get the harvesters that go in there, and it's like building complete. And it's like all the things that is like, oh yes, this just feels good. But it's not all like completely the same. You get a couple of more things you can do. So you can upgrade some of the buildings, so you get more intel. Because in this one, you actually get to upgrade your doctrines. So you get more intel when you do a certain thing. Because you need the intel to use some of the skills your units have. So some of your units can do... you can mark them. Instead of shooting someone, you can mark them, and then the other enemies do more. Your other units do more damage. As I just saw, it's made by THQ Nordic. That's nice.
Or at least published by.
Yeah. Something need doing? Work. Yeah, they have like all the chatter as well. Yeah, you can up your doctrines, then you get like more vision. You get more whatever. I haven't looked at all the things, but it's like 3 trees you can do. And the single player missions, they're quite fun. They're also in the same like the same what's the word I'm looking for? The same
vein.
Same vein, yeah, that's probably like the same vein as the Command and Conquer games. You go around, get a couple of things you get to do. You have like optional sorry, optional objectives you can do, and then you get like more units for this level. And that's how they do like tutorials where it's like, here's your optional thing. Did you know you can use the engineer to take over enemy buildings? So take this building so they don't get all the Tempest, so you can get it. And yeah, you have like your base building that's very similar to Command and Conquer, probably exactly the same as well. You can defend things. It's just, yeah, I like it a lot. It's just really fun. And then
yeah, it looks like a pretty solid RTS.
Yeah, and the cutscenes are like fully rendered as if it's not an RTS, so that's quite nice. I haven't seen anything fun like with Red Alert, where what's the actor called again? That was in those games. It was who played like the communist guy. It's
Kane? Tim Curry.
Yes, exactly. It's like, now we're going to the only place that's
like you meant the Red Alert meme performance.
yeah. It's like the only place we go that doesn't have capitalism. Space. So good, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, he was having a blast.
Haven't seen anything fun like that here yet. It's pretty, like, the cutscenes are pretty cookie cutter. Basically, it's like, oh, you have an impressive resume. Don't disappoint me. Go do the missions. And yeah, you fight like the Tempest Dynasty. Yeah, I wonder how many units you get later. I haven't checked out the skirmishes. There might be more units. I only played the 2 single player missions for the GDF. I think you can do the Tempest Dynasty as well in the demo. And yeah, it's rather fun. And I like the enemy not the enemy variety, the unit variety as well. You get like you get units that have drones, and you can like remote control these drones. So if there's enemies that can't attack aerial enemies, you can use the drones to destroy those, and then you can go further with the rest of your enemies. But you need to be careful if there's like a SAM site or something, they destroy the drones. So that's kind of fun because the drones also have like a pretty good range. So you can just put these guys in the back, and if the drones get destroyed, they spawn back after a while. So you don't lose like your unit because the drone died or something. And then you get a riot. There was like I think it was called riot tank, riot van or something, which is basically the transportation for infantry, but also has like a gun on it, and you can use like a smoke screen to stun enemy units or something. So they're all like small skills you can use, and yeah, that's rather fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. You get airstrikes later on as well. They kind of alluded to that because I was allowed to use it once, and it's like, ooh, that's kind of nice. And yeah, I'm actually wishlisted it. I want to get that when it's out because I like these styles of RTS games. They're really fun.
Yeah, it looks good. And I realized that the post I made about the Command and Conquer source code
Mm-hmm.
being released, someone actually recommended that I play this game in one of the comments.
Oh, well, there you go.
I didn't get around to it, so I failed,
You
La
fool.
Vange. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah. If you like these games, they feel very much like it. I had a blast playing through it, and I actually might play the other campaign a little bit after the stream because this was really fun, and
Well, perhaps I shall check it out.
I did really like Command and Conquer Red Alert 2 back in the day. That was the tits. I fucking love that game. And I think there's actually like a free community version online where you can still play online matches against people. I wonder if that's still out and about because I think that's like the most stable version to play right now. At least it was like a couple of years ago. Maybe that changed, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. This gets a big recommend for me. I quite enjoyed it. It's good stuff.
All right. Now, my last one, I don't know if this even counted as a Next Fest demo. It's a demo that I meant to go back to for quite some time because it's had a whole bunch of updates since. And I think this game has
Oh,
gotten quite a lot better from the last time I played it. This game is called Acts of Blood.
is that the one
And
you told me to play like a couple of months ago?
yeah, I would think it was probably even longer than that. But yeah, it's definitely better than the last time we both played it. I was playing it a bit
Yep,
this
because it
morning. Actually,
felt.
it was the
I
last one.
remember this one feeling quite jank. I was like, "Ooh, but there's something here. Like this is
Yeah,
it's quite
and
fun."
it still feels a little janky. This is an Indonesian indie game that I believe is only made by one guy, but it's pretty impressive looking at the very least. And I guess it's best described as a raid like because I mean it's got a lot of kind of intense sort of choreography that's very similar to the movie The Raid. I'm using the Silat martial art, which is an Indonesian fighting style. The I figured out. I don't know if it was always a problem with the countering system. That was definitely a bigger problem before. You hit Y to counter, not unlike you would in an Arkham game. Although
Mm.
I guess this guy's playing with mouse and keyboard in the trailer, so I don't know what the mouse and keyboard be with the Y button on an Xbox controller. Uh, and if you hold it, it doesn't work. So if you press Y for any length of time, it will not activate the counter and you'll just get hit.
Hmm.
Whereas if you tap it quickly, it works almost 100% of the time.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if that's the thing that they changed, but the counter system being really inconsistent was sort of my biggest problem with it when I initially played it, and I at least got a much better feel for it now. But I sort of don't know if that was me just not understanding what they wanted from me because the way they give you a window of a little circle kind of closing in over the button prompt, and for a while I was like, do you just have to like time it perfectly with that? And no, the answer is that is not the case. You just have to hit it before that circle closes completely. In fact,
Hmm.
if you perfectly time it, it seems like it does not work. So, so it's better to just the second you see it and you're not in the middle of an attack to just hit that counter button, but just with a quick tap. You can now pick up guns, which I don't think you could do before, and hold left trigger, press right trigger to fire. The guns do pretty decent damage as well. And yeah, and the game's runs quite well. I was getting like in the 100 FPS for most of it, running it in 4K with the settings pretty maxed out. I think I turned down a couple things when it was dipping into the like 80s, but I was like, well, I think I can get this thing up to 120, so I'll fiddle with it. But most of the things at ultra, but the settings like with a few things turned down seem to do the trick and get it at a very nice frame rate to be running at. Um, Movement still feels a little floaty. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something that again might just be a small team thing. And I think that actually, if the event that the developers watching this, one thing that I think could add a lot is footstep sound effects, because it sort of feels like you're skating on the ground as you're moving across the world. But I
Oh,
think
okay.
a big part of that is because there's no like audio feedback of when you're stepping on the ground, which is obviously, I would presume, a pretty easy problem to solve. But yeah, the game is, I think, coming along, and I think if they keep working on it and keep updating the demo, this might be one to, have installed and just pop back to every now and then once
Mm.
you see that update icon on the Steam page. Because yeah, it's neat to have a game that's very heavily inspired by what is, to my knowledge, probably one of the best action movies ever, but or like the best two, but definitely one of the best Indonesian action movies ever, The Raid. And yeah, this is a pretty good game that kind of grabs that feel. And yeah, I think it'll be one to watch for sure.
Nice. Yeah, maybe I need to pop it back on as well and give it another look because it's been a while since I've tried it. So yeah, good stuff. I'm glad they keep working on it. That's always a good sign because they've been working on this for a while now, and they seem to be steadily updating the demo. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed, is that it is very frequently coming up in my Steam download list for like, oh, another update for this one. Oh, it's another one like a month after that. And I think this one at least got a trailer 2 months ago, so
Mm-hmm.
made like this update. I mean, so I think that this was a pretty major one, and that's what made me want to give it another shot. But yeah, you can try this game for free. It's pretty neat.
Awesome. Yeah, good stuff. Cool.
Very good animation.
Looks like a better version of The Quiet Man. I don't even
Did
remember.
not play The Quiet Man.
I'm
It's
not
not as
even
good as
aware of
something
that.
like Sifu, and I'd say that like the Yakuza games definitely are snappier than this as well. But for a smaller developed game that at least has a pretty neat fighting style that's on display, I think is, yeah, it's worth checking out.
Sweet.
Axe of Blood is the name of this game.
Acts of Blood. Yes. Yes. Check it out. I don't know. What's with minor demons we're talking there.
And yeah, and that's pretty much it for the demos that I've played, unless you want me to start getting into the ones that I played for like 3 minutes and was like, no, I'm not. This either is not for me at all, or this is running so poorly that I can't even justify putting a significant amount of time into
I
it.
mean, you can just rapid fire through them. I'm not gonna have to
I mean, at
get.
that point, it kind of seems like just picking on teams that
Oh,
are like
well,
that
okay.
don't have their games in a great state. I mean, and honestly, I deleted them, so I don't even have them
Oh, well.
easily referenced here.
Never
But
mind then.
I played this kind of Norse first-person shooter that seemed like it wanted to be a looter shooter of sorts, but it just did not play well at all, and didn't run great despite having a pretty simplistic art style. I thought a Norse first-person shooter sounded neat, but sounded neat was the extent of it. Vilde, I think, like Vilde.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Oh, well.
one too that I saw on I think it was a Reddit, talking about what some of the best demos of it are. Is Lost Skies or something like that. That seemed like it was, oh, you can go around all these floating islands with like a glider and grappling hooks and stuff, and it seemed
Lost
kind of neat.
Skies.
But I loaded it up, and A, it ran like sheer hell, and B, I realized it was like a survival crafting game where it's like,
Oh,
oh
okay.
yeah, you don't have a glider yet. You need to run around this one island that you have access to and like pick up a whole bunch of berries until you can find the things that you need to go back to the crafting thing and then make a glider. I'm just like, I don't have the patience.
Yeah.
Forget to take my meds again? No, I took my meds.
No, because I added to check it out. Because
Oh,
my inner demons were talking.
aesthetic.
Yeah. Well, I hope we showed you a couple of things that might interest you. You
Yeah.
could check out.
At least for the rest of the day, all the demos are up. I think tomorrow is the last day for them, and as we were saying, a bunch of them do stay up. So
Yeah.
if you're watching this episode in the future, maybe take a look at any of the games that looked interested to you, and there's
Yeah.
a chance the demo might still be available.
Absolutely.
Axe of Blood's been up and around for like better part of a year now. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all the games I had as well. Obviously, you can go to the Steam Next Fest page and go scroll yourself. There's tons of demos, and again, thank fuck, demos are back. I am very pleased we finally doing those again. I don't know why they even went away. I feel like they all just did early access. That's like a demo, but then they started making you pay for early access, and now that doesn't work anymore. So, yeah.
And Abomination, I'm not shitting on survival crafting games. They're not really for me. So if I don't really know that I'd be the person to tell you whether or not it's a good one, even if I did put a bunch of time into it. And the bigger thing was that it was really not running well. So I was like, well, if this is just not my kind of game and it is performing like crap, I think I'm just going to move on. But hey,
I need to be in the mood. I need to be in the mood for.
I think it's called Lost Skies. I want to say Lost Skies.
It is Lost Skies. I just.
Oh, okay.
Checked it. Yeah, I need to be in the mood for survival games. Because if I do play them, I play them for like a week or two straight, and just build. But otherwise, I'm just like, oh, I can't be bothered to do all of this. But yeah, I just played Stardew Valley. Nice. Rex talking about it convinced me to try it. Good.
I know Stardew Valley is a farming game, but I don't know, would you call that a survival crafting game?
No.
Is that why that was brought up? Yeah, because like
No, that was just Slumpy. He just said he played Stardew Valley. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are they still updating Stardew Valley? That game has been around for.
I believe so. Yeah, I think it got multiplayer.
Feels like ages.
Last year.
That was released 2016. Damn.
Oh yeah, Slumpy, I guess I wasn't asking if it has crafting, but is the whole thing that you go out into the woods and like find different types of rock and trees and things like that, and then you can then get the crafting components to build new things like Minecraft style survival crafting.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they did the patch in December. I mean, that's pretty recent for a game that came out 2016.
Yeah. Stardew Valley going strong for almost a decade now.
Yeah. I mean, I go back to it randomly and just fuck around a bit. I don't think I ever finished a run or went like super duper far. It's just like something nice to play, to just do some things. Just it's nice. It's nice. Stardew Valley is still getting regular-ish updates. Yeah, I just saw on the Steam page they had like 3 in November as well, like small updates, minor update, bug fix patches. So yeah, they're taking care of their people. It's nice. How do you look at how many people are playing a game right now? What was that again?
Steam DB.
Oh right, it's not in the yeah, Steam DB. Let's see. Stardew Valley. Price history? No, I want to see charts. March 2nd. 90,000 players. So that game is doing rather well still. That's crazy. Yeah, 63,000 players right now. And the 24-hour peak was 90,000. Almost 91,000. That's crazy. Well, it's almost like if you make a really good game, people keep playing it. Good stuff. Good stuff. What's like the most? What are we? I'm just curious now in general. Most played games, players right now. We got Counter-Strike. Obviously, that's always on top. Monster Hunter Wilds is currently at almost 800,000 people. Dude, imagine how many more this would be if the game wouldn't run like absolute dookie.
At least one, I'd be on there.
Yeah, see? God, that's like all the...
Witchfire. No, I've not tried Witchfire.
It's all the ones you would expect, like, still. That's crazy. Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, PUBG, Source SDK base? What? Is this a Source maker?
Steam developer kit, I guess?
I guess so. Marvel Rivals is at 220,000. That game has been rather successful. I still haven't played it out. Because I don't really
Witchfire
care.
actually looks pretty cool.
GTA 5 Legacy, yeah.
Dark fantasy RPG shooter.
Rust is still in there? Damn, okay. Kingdom Come Deliverance is like 120,000 people. Rainbow Six Siege, War Thunder, Baldur's Gate is still in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, in the top 15 still with 82,000 players.
Game's got a lot of replay value.
No. DayZ? People still playing DayZ? That's crazy. Apex Legends, EA Sports, FC. Ugh. I hate that has so many players.
That's what they call FIFA now, right?
Yeah. FC 25. It's still EA though, so.
Hey, I mean, EA did a good this week with the Command and Conquer source code.
I guess so, yeah. Small victories. Trending games. We got here Monster Hunter, obviously. That repo game we mentioned earlier, that's curious, 30,000 players.
I'm going to run to the washroom again just so I don't have to bail right at the end of the stream again.
Nah, no worries.
My bladder is small these days.
Among Us 3D. Oh yeah, that's coming out. That's a demo, actually. That's exactly what I was asking for. Among Us 3D. Hell yeah. No, thank you. Shape of Dreams. That looks like a something. What is this? Action adventure fantasy with co-op. Okay. Roadcraft, Splitgate. Why is Star Wars Outlaws in trending? What? Why? What happened? Trending players now 3,200. Hang on. Did they do something? Why was it like super duper cheap or something recently? Wait, wait, why is this happening? They reached their all-time peak 4 minutes ago with 3,300 players. What the hell? Why? Wait, where's my Steam? Are they just giving it away for 3 or something? Star Wars Outlaws. Its base price is only $35 now. It's like it's 50% off right now. Maybe that's why. I mean, still too expensive, you ask me.
Wait, so Outlaws, their peak is 3,000 players?
Yeah, the peak was reached 5 minutes ago with 3.
Man, you'd figure that just by virtue of it being a Star Wars game at all, it would be higher than that.
No, I don't think anyone gave a shit about that game.
I mean, maybe, but like anyone and sub 10K people for a big budget open world Star Wars game is, relatively that seems like colossally bad.
Yeah. What's Suicide Squad at? Is that still live? Didn't they say they were donezo with that game? Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
I was like, is this a troll? Like, did you send this to me to be like, I fucking hate you or something like that? He's like, nah, I'm just messing around. He's like, it was like $2.
Suicide Squad is currently at 290 players in game. I don't know why, but
honestly, that's for playing right now. That's more than I figured it would be. What's the all-time peak for Suicide Squad?
13,500 ish.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like, even though I now own Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, I've not installed it. Never mind, fired it up. I would still imagine that the license alone should get it over 10K peak.
Yeah, but I think it was released later on. No, wait, was it? No, it was always on Steam.
Outlaws,
right?
or was Outlaws like Ubisoft Connect?
Oh yeah, Ubisoft was it? Yeah. And I think it released later on Steam, and that's already when everybody said this is dog shit.
That's because I was thinking, because I was like, I feel like for a big Star Wars game, more than 10K people should, by averages, be tricked.
Yeah, yeah, tricked is a good word for it for sure. Yeah. They kept saying Suicide Squad for like $1. Yeah, So
Yeah, that's why I own it, because another YouTuber just decided it would be funny to troll me that I now have it in my library.
well, I trolled myself by paying full price for it.
I mean, like, I could have rejected the gift, but that also kind of seems like a dick move.
Nah, it's just gonna be in your library, and then the servers will go down, and you can't play anything to some degree. I don't actually know.
Yeah, it'd be a dead game in there forever,
Yeah.
unless there's like community mods to keep Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League alive forever.
Next Fest is showcasing not safe for work games too.
Oh yeah, no, I actually had to dodge a lot of bullets because they just pop up in my recommendeds, and it's not immediately clear that it's an NSFW game until I click on the Steam page. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well,
This is not one that I should be discussing on the Forge.
well, they basically all of them don't show up in German Steam stores anymore because they're not allowed to be shown.
Well, then.
Because you need to verify your 18 plus properly if it has like pornographic stuff in it, so they don't even show up. Which is a little bit of a shame, because sometimes I saw the fucking funniest names ever with those games. Like, you just go in the store and you go like recent releases, and there's like, what was one? Deep Space Waifu? I was like, what?
I mean, like, I think the big one that everyone laughs at is Sex with Hitler, that I believe also has a sequel. But no, yeah, I think they've just been in my recommendeds forever, and the only one I own was that Subverse one, and I only got it to do like a meme review of it on that Geeks and Gamers gaming podcast that I was doing.
Oh, that's funny.
Years ago, and yeah, I still get recommended porn games all of the time.
Oh, you just need to have fucking JRPGs in your Steam list, and then Steam thinks, oh, you want all of those games? It's like, not really.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was actually the category where it was really tough to dodge the hentai games section. I just, in the Steam Next Fest demos, I clicked on Japanese role-playing games, and it was just, most of them are hentai. Like, oh,
classic. And yeah, now I don't get to see those funny names anymore.
I'm still happy those games are allowed on Steam.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like, well, yeah. I mean, there's an audience for it. People want to play it, and I enjoy the, hey, if you want to buy it, it's there mentality, as opposed to, no, we need to curate our list and make it so that only the games we find acceptable are there.
Well, games that are too hardcore for Steam, for German Steam at least, like the Fear and Hunger, for example, because I don't. It's like this super brutal and hard game, which has like very gory and sexual stuff in it, that gets done to you when you lose a coin flip or something. We have like enemies with large cocks and everything, so you can't get those anymore on Steam. So, but it looked kind of cool because it had like cool lore and everything, and like a very gritty art style. And I was like, this is actually kind of cool. And then I just got them on itch.io, which has like tons of like games that you can't get on like Steam or whatever. It's like an indie game thingy almost, I think. Indie games and porn games, I think that's like their main thing from what I remember. But yeah, I got those there. But that game, I don't know. How did I get to that game? Oh yeah, because I found like a random lore video about it, and theories. I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. Maybe, like, I do like hard games, so maybe I'll check that out. But then I was like, oh, it's the kind of hard that's not really fun. Because sometimes in your fights, there could be a coin flip, and when you lose the coin flip, you just lose.
Yeah.
And it's
randomly you're dead is generally not good difficulty.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of it. But you have like mechanics in there in the overworld as well. There's like enemies that are definitely way too strong for you in the beginning, but you can like kind of get them down. This is something I enjoyed. You can if you find a bear trap, you can and the enemy starts chasing you, you can just throw down a bear trap, and then they lose an arm or a leg or whatever trap you use, and then you have like a better chance against them. So yeah, it's There's fun stuff in there that I like, but it's like really, really tough. And it's one of those games, if you play like in the base version, you don't get to save like anywhere. If you die, you start over. And it's like 3 days. And if you don't do a certain thing, then one of the characters you could also play, because you can play like all the characters in the beginning, and I think it's like 5 or 6 you can choose. And if you don't get that guy, you can find them in the dungeons. And if you don't do anything, especially with the second one with Termina, they all like split up at some point. And then if you don't help them in a certain way, you find them the next day, but they're one of the big monsters you have to fight, and they like transform in like it's like a very graphic way. Like, I think there was like one enemy in Termina where they're like a amalgamation of like flesh and steel, and they become like a tank or something. So there's like cool things in there, but it's I don't really like the gameplay of it. I think it can be a bit bullshit, especially when you start exploring. There's like some things even it's like, oh, do you want to go down this well? Yes. And then it's like, well, you can't get out anymore, GG. So you start over. It's like, oh, that's annoying.
Delightful.
Kind of funny, but fuck you. So yeah, this one is enjoyed with caution, I'd say. For some reason, I saw a couple of people this year playing it on YouTube, because there's like mods out there that make it safe to stream, basically. So you don't have massive schlongs of the enemies on screen.
Oh god, Lumpy.
Yeah, but
Lumpy referenced one of the original banned games. It was an old Atari, I believe.
Castor's Revenge. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. It was a highly inappropriate game.
Castor's Revenge. Oh, I think I saw a video about that before. Yeah. Oh no.
Offensive for many reasons, Custer's Revenge. But hey, I mean, look it up if you want.
It's it's the old school band game. Remember, Metal was playing Wind Waker. What do you mean? I finished that game. I mean, you can still watch it if you want to. What do you mean? Remember, I finished it. Well, video games, aren't they fun?
Yeah,
sometimes.
they sure are.
Well, there were a couple of super chats. Let's go read those. We got 2 Euroheimers by Kira. Thank you very much. The hundreds of beavers ain't gonna watch themselves. We'll do it eventually. Don't you worry. It's on the on the list. But yeah, we shall do it at some point. Slumpy with the 10 buckaroonies. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Kara as well, and Slumpy.
Warhammer 40k Speed Freaks is free to play early access at the moment. Oh, that's been on my wish list for a while. I didn't know there was a early access
I played
thing.
that quite a while ago. It's it was good. It's another kind of twisted metal like your orcs.
Population is low at the moment because Games Workshop isn't bothering to promote it, so I will. The vehicles are all based on the tabletop models, which is neat. Ah, awesome. I wasn't aware.
I remember having a
that's
pretty good time with it when I did play it.
That's I wanted to check that out. It's been on my wish list for a while, unless I removed it at some point. Let me double check, but I definitely put that on here at some point. Maybe I don't see. Maybe I removed it because I thought nothing was happening with that game. Yeah, it's not on here anymore because oh yeah. I went on a little bit of a wish list deleting spree because there was so many that I just never actually tried. And I think with Speed Freaks, it just looked like nothing was happening anytime soon, so I just got rid of it, I think. Yeah. Well, maybe I have to go back and check it out again. But yeah, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, it's strange. It's actually not in because I definitely have downloaded and played it, but
Yeah.
I'm in my Warhammer 40,000 part of my Steam list, and it doesn't seem to be there. Unless like maybe the version I played they took down and it's a new one up now. I think I was playing the alpha, so maybe they've moved on to full early access.
Mm-hmm. Oh well.
But yeah, even in alpha state though, I remember having a pretty good time with it. It's been like a year, but yeah.
We got £5 by Riley. Thank you very much. Good evening, gents. Hello. Marc, how are you getting on with Pirates? Also
Been
metal.
fun, yeah.
I assume that's the Yakuza game because this
Yeah, Yakuza
follows up any interest in the Yakuza games. Yeah, Yakuza games are
Well,
awesome. If you go on the Mootle channel, there should be archives of my playthroughs of some of them. Yeah, I really like those games. I said it before, I'm not a big fan of the ones that have the turn-based one that really
yeah,
didn't
Like
really
a Dragon and Infinite Wealth.
didn't really jive with me because I really enjoy beating the shit out of people in real time, basically.
Yeah, actually, in the pirate one, I got to Honolulu, and it's the Honolulu map from Infinite Wealth. So I'm in the
Okay.
big city, and Majima has like his own like Hawaiian shirt that's kind of black with yellow flowers.
Yeah, I did play the other fighting one.
Man who
Shit.
erased his name.
Sorry.
Man who erased his name.
Yes, I played that offline quite a bit. I didn't finish it, but I really enjoyed that. I actually played that while I was on EFAPS. I just played in the background and did the arena when I was allowed to. So I just kind of went up the ranks there, where you can build like your team and get like the big brawls and everything. So that's the things I enjoy the most. Just all the side things you can do. They're just so funny. Like that's yeah, no, I love those games. They're super duper fun. They're so fucking stupid in so many ways, but I love it because the game knows it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always kind of funny that the Yakuza games, the story and the combat almost exists in entirely different dimensions. Like it's
Dude, the main
it's
story is always like
get,
some
quite serious and
yeah.
melodramatic and generally quite good. I mean, I don't think I've yet played a Yakuza game in which I hated the story.
Yeah, because it's like, oh man, this is so sad. The orphanage has been burned down or whatever it was. And then in the side stories, look, there's big dudes with diapers you have to fight.
I missed the tail end of that. My elbow disconnected my headphones.
Oh, I just said
But,
the main story is like this tragic. Oh no, the orphanage burned down. We need to save everybody. And then the side quest is, oh, I need to fight these dudes in diapers now.
yeah.
Also, let me.
I think the dudes in the diapers actually show up in Hawaii in Infinite Wealth.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but yeah, it's quite fun. Or you just these mini game side quests as well, where you just play the RC cards. It's just
Yeah,
dude, these games just have
on the batting cages in Pirate Yakuza.
yeah. The side quests on those are like super fun. I think the one where you play, I think it's Zero, where you get to play as Majima for the first time, right, when he's younger.
Yeah, that's it's a dual protagonist one, and you play about half the game as Majima, and the other half is Kiryu.
Yeah, it's there's like side quests where you have to build like these. I don't know what they're called, but in Japan they have like these restaurants where you get to book a girl that just hangs out with you to drink.
Yeah, host clubs.
Host clubs, yeah.
Cabarets. Yeah.
And that I think you just built one up with Majima as the boss.
Yeah, you do that in Yakuza 4 as well.
Yeah, and they tend to get like famous actresses and stuff in these roles as well. So it's fun. I think one of them they actually had like New Japan wrestlers as fighters or something.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it's fun stuff. I mean the current one, the pirate one, has Samoa Joe as one of the antagonists, and that's probably really good because he just looks like Samoa Joe. Like they didn't even give him a different model. He's just Samoa Joe, and he looks like a badass anyway. So
I don't know if I've met him yet.
it's the big Samoan guy basically.
Well, there is one big Samoan guy, but I don't think that one is Samoan Joe because he's flabbier and he's one of the party members. He's not a villain.
Okay. I don't know. I thought he looked in the trailers. He
actually
looked like he might be one of the antagonists. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I just got to Honolulu for the first time, so I'm moving through it slow. But I honestly spent a lot of my gaming time this week just playing through demos. So
the thing is, I meant to check it out last week, but then I realized it's not actually on Game Pass. So I knew I'm not gonna finish it anytime soon, so I didn't get it, and it's probably gonna end up on Game Pass sooner than later, I imagine. So I'm just gonna play it when that's on there. But yeah, love the Yakuza games, good stuff. And
Yeah.
then the last thing is the 90 months membership, Flim Flam Variety by Slumpy. Thank you very much. Asking about the lore in
Oh,
Custer's
yeah, this is
Revenge. But we talked about that.
you're a bad American man who does bad things to Native American women.
That's actually just the game, yeah.
Well, I guess I mean there is some historical lore. I don't know how accurate the historical stuff is in game. I'm gonna hope not very, but I wasn't there.
Well, well, well. But yeah, thank you very much for those super chats and memberships. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
And well, with that, I guess we are donezo. Good stuff. Yeah, go check out the demos that interest you. They're available today at least. Some of them probably available for longer even. Yeah, check those out. Marc, you said you might do some streaming next week. Tell them all about
I've
it.
got some on Thursday is my birthday, and I had to burn some leave, so I've got Thursday and Friday off. And while I've got some things that I need to take care of during the day, when I'm done with them, I think I might stream some Ocarina of Time, the
Hell yeah.
new decompiled PC port. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll open a Discord channel if like Metal or someone wants to jump in and talk for a bit, but
Yeah.
hopefully just making an easygoing stream. I don't have any like major big party plans or anything, so just hoping to have a nice relaxing birthday. Yeah, I figured that if I'm going to stream one day in the year, it would probably be that day.
Nice. Well, you already did stream once this year, so
yeah, that was like a co-op stream, and like it was really like it was because we didn't have Forge that day. So
yeah. Damn it, I just caught up. Well, I guess you can find something else soon because we are on our way out. But yeah, link obviously as always down below. Should be fun stuff, and yeah, if I'm around, I'll happily come and hang out a bit. Well, as for me, I'm just working on the Brave New World script. So probably next week I'll try to finish up the script and then jump straight into recording and editing. So let's see how that goes. Well, as I said, I'm like 2 minutes into the movie and I already wrote 2.5 pages. So I feel like there's enough there to talk about. So I hope it's not going to take too long. But yeah, that's my project right now. And tomorrow I'll be playing more Last of Us number uno. So there you go.
All right.
That's it. There you go. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Everybody enjoy their day, their night, their evening, their morning, wherever you are. And we shall be back next week with something. I don't know yet.
Yeah, we haven't exactly decided.
Maybe it's time to grab something from the list, unless we can figure something else out. But yeah.
Yeah.
We will see you then. Goodbye.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.